What's going on, folks? We're back with another Hardpoints episode. We're here with the BTB.
Hello, Papa.
BTB, how we doing, baby?
Oh, I'm thinking about Dad.
What?
You beast.
I'm doing well. Doing real good. Sun's out.
Why is your head so big, Maven?
Dude, is it crooked again?
No, your head. You're like closer. I like have this all framed out the same way, and you look ginormous. You're a big guy, but like.
I don't know, man.
Did you mess with like the lens zoom in?
No, my fucking brain.
What a bandwagoner! You got a Toronto shirt on?
Oh, I didn't realize.
Crowder, how we doing, baby?
Doing good.
What's up, Chris?
Just dealing with Maven.
Yeah,
day in and day out.
The usual. I mean, we're all used to it, man. I haven't talked to you guys about this yet. You guys want do another round of BTB merch, bro? I was like looking through our pictures today. I'm like, damn, we look pretty good. We should probably come out with another shirt or something.
I'm not doing it until we start fucking playing together.
Yeah, that's true.
We're not. The four of us played together.
That's a good point. When is the last time? Blade, you here? You got the stats. When the last time we actually played?
Well, we had that combo a couple months back, and then we started to play made sure we play like once or twice a week, and then I don't know when. Probably when league started, it kind of stopped. But It's been a while. But I know with you and Chris, the schedule is it's just kind of fucked because he gets off 2 hours after you get on, so it's hard.
True. Maybe I just
kick him out one day.
Yeah, it's a good point. Get him out.
Right, kick who out?
Mason.
Kick Mason out.
No problem doing that. Yeah.
Joe's got the biggest smile.
I have no problem doing that.
I would enjoy it.
Joe's super down. All right, chat. We're here. We're talking the CDL major number 2. Lots of crazy action happened over the week and weekend. Unexpected result with Toronto winning. So we're going to walk you guys through the placements, the bracket, our thoughts on some of these teams, new looks at rosters, new looks at players, roster changes going down as a result of some teams doing poorly. So a lot of stuff to talk about and get through. Crowder, I think your mic's doing that same thing again, if you know what I'm talking about.
No, I can fix it.
Perfect. Thank you.
I got this.
Yeah, easy. Joe, I like your shirt, by the way. I like.
Thanks. You can see through it because it's green, so you can see through my heart.
You got a big heart, Joe.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, lots of crazy stuff going on, and then I don't know what happened with people talking about land and stuff. We got to talk about that the potential of land. I don't know what the hell's going on, bro.
Somebody hit the button a little early. I think.
someone scheduled something a little bit early or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what's going on, bro. So lots of things to talk about, chat. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. But yeah, I guess we'll get into it right away since there is a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of the major. So right away, going to throw up the bracket, the final placement. Or not the bracket, the final placement graphic right here. Boom, baby. Final placements for CDL Major Tournament number 2. We see Ultra up there taking first place. Faze at number 2. Empire 3. Røkkr 4. Chicago and Thieves taking 5, 6. New York and Seattle taking 7, 8. Florida and Royal Ravens taking 9, 10. And then down there at the bottom, Gorillas and Paris Legion. Not doing too hot. But going into the major... Obviously, no one really expected Toronto to come out and win the damn thing. Faze was by far the favorite going into it, overwhelming favorite with all the gameplay that we had seen throughout the stage 2, throughout the last major, things like that. Toronto comes out hot and they get on a roll, man. And I think it's a pretty damn good example of teams have a team that has multiple matches in a day and you catch. We've talked about it a couple times on Hardpoints in episodes past. Especially, I feel like it was more of a thing with the old format for tournaments, like before CDL took over, right? But now I feel like we kind of saw that with Toronto catching heat at the right time, and then they just look really, really good, man. Go ahead.
Well, I was talking to Pat last night or the night before, after the tournament, and he was just sort of like, "Dude, I've been there. You just get hot. Every decision you make seems like the right one. You're just in a flow, and you catch fire." He's like, I've been there in a losers before, and I think that was part of it for sure. But I guess I think FaZe is good enough to withstand that type of thing. But
I mean, they look different overall.
Well, yeah, I mean, Bance was a different player. Their aggression. I mean, they were always an aggressive team. But Chris, didn't you say I swear, I don't know if we talked about it in Hardpoints or that was just me, you, and Joe. But when I asked you the teams you're most worried about, I'm pretty sure you said Ultra and Rokkr.
Probably. I mean, I always thought.
You said they were they were solid around. Their teamwork was good. And if they caught fire, they're a fucking threat. Whereas what you did with Optic or Empire more.
Yeah, no, their Toronto's issue was always that their teamwork just sucked, and then it didn't. Like it's like they're I mean they're good.
I said that backwards.
I've been saying they've been good for a while. I think Kleenex and Cammy are really good. I think Insight was a good pickup. You know, like but I think a lot of what we saw this weekend stemmed to Bance, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I think their teamwork on that Sunday was incredible. I think it clicked. I think they played really good, which like helped them out a lot. And I think Bance played like what he needs to for that roster, and everything like clicked. They looked really good. But yeah, that team's scary. They always have been, because I think they have a lot of underrated talent on that team that just seems to, before that Sunday, sometimes like not, click. And then when it does click, they're a scary team. And it looks like they got that down to a level, and hopefully, they keep doing that. But yeah, they look great. But definitely a scary team. They always have been.
I mean, that's what we saw at times in stage one, though. I mean, they were just good at, not good, but they were solid in every mode. Like they just would
Just good,
throw
not
a,
great.
a 10 to 20 point hard point away. They
Mhm.
would throw a control round away that they shouldn't. When you do that versus the top teams, you lose. That's just what happens. But like you could see that they were taking teams to the distance. I think even like winners round two. I mean, that was a perfect example. Checkmate hard point against Faze. You saw it, game 4. It was like they had a chance to get it to a game 5, and who knows what happens at that point. But game 4, they threw away. They lose checkmate by 20 points. That doesn't happen. Who knows? Who knows what's going on?
If
Who's
that
in the
doesn't happen,
winners
we would've
final?
lost. What?
Huh?
I said if that doesn't happen, we would have lost. Our S&D was fucking horrible.
Yeah, did they?
Yeah. So
I'll say it for
And
you.
about their S&D, I got to go back and watch VOD. But I asked Joe about it, and Chris, I don't know if in your prep maybe you noticed, but I know when we were first casting them, like Ultra, Bance a lot of times was the guy on the island or the offsite, and he got blooded a fuckload. Like he would overchow, overpeak, overstay his welcome, get caught all the goddamn time. But it felt like now, at least most of the maps, like him and Kleenex had a fucking rope that was 5 feet long, tied around each other.
it
And
didn't
they just,
respawns.
they just flew.
It's a
Well, no,
different
respawn
system.
too, but their search was like impeccable. And I feel like something flopped there. If it was like Insight and Bans, I have to go back and watch them before this tournament. But I swear, dude, we cast Ultra multiple times, and we were always on Bans for getting caught and blooded. Something changed.
Well, I mean,
like,
it could just be him
massively.
though. Like, I mean, we talked about it on broadcast, like just not realizing the value of his life if he stays alive one more second,
Well, I think
or doesn't
yeah,
overcal it, or does something else, or if he's not with Kleenex, like.
but I think they straight up changed spots. I think.
No,
have
I
to
mean
watch,
maybe,
but yeah.
maybe 100%, but that's 100. Yeah, that's definitely
It's like
what
a
at times it
4-0
was.
match.
I mean, there was times even in respawns where bands would like I feel overchow or do something he shouldn't have done, and he was much more patient. He was playing his life a lot more, and you see the impact of it. As a sub, it was
Yeah.
just annoying. You force people to worry about you.
I wonder if it was one of those things where it was something they actively tried to fix in practice, or they're both Bance and Kleenex were frying so hard it just seemed like they were in those positions more often together. Search is a little bit different, but I'm talking more like respawn, where it's like they're
Yeah.
both just playing better, or are they playing
Yeah.
better because of the switch in positioning? But I think in S&D it was definitely like a calculated change, right? There's multiple times, I guess we'll take the raid for like a good example S&D wise, like the amount of map control compared to what they were used to having in S&D was a lot different, because those two were just playing like fucking crackheads on the map, like taking middle map, taking middle square over and over and over again. And I just feel like they were playing a lot more passive before, right? And then you combine that with someone who's playing as consistent as Insight was, and then it was just a recipe for greatness. And I don't want to take anything away from Cammy either, but like Cammy had a really good event, but he was kind of like, I don't want to say outshined, but like he didn't have to do that much, it seemed like. I don't know. They all,
I mean, yeah.
in particular series, they all had their outstanding moments. That's what you need to win a tournament at this stage, right? But it was
When
like,
they won, it was Kleenex and Cammy. I mean, that was it.
Yeah.
Like that when those two were playing at a really high level, and he just didn't.
Right.
Either maybe the change we were kind of talking about, maybe put him in a little bit of different spots, and hurt his stat line a little bit. But it doesn't really matter if Bance is playing that way.
but yeah. And then we just speak to the S&D, like their record throughout the major was absolutely absurd, and it was reminiscent of what Faze was able to do, and that's why Faze didn't win. The S&D was the biggest difference. Like, I don't know what changed in that particular matchup or what, because like, I guess a quick
It
question
was all
for
stage.
yeah.
It was fucking terrible all stage.
Yeah, so that was gonna ask you, like, was that like a particular matchup thing, or you just weren't happy with it throughout stage 2 as a whole?
I don't think I watched a single search and destroy from our team all of stage 2 and was like, wow, that was great.
Yeah.
Even
Like
even
satisfied by it. Yeah.
no, not at all. Even the wins looked fucking horrible. It just came down to it was one of those things. I mean, I'm sure you two can probably relate to it, where you scrim it, you practice it, it looks good. The stage 1, it was the best game mode we had, and keep the same thing consistent. You keep practicing it, you don't get lazy, and you show up one weekend, and it's like, hey, where did it go? We
Yep.
lost it.
Well, a
You
lot
can't
of
get it
teams had
back.
that issue
Yeah, just it was
this
something
weekend.
where
Yeah.
I wish I could say. I really wish I could get on this and say like, hey, we just didn't practice it and we got like, lazy. We didn't. It was just something where we showed up for like stage 2 and it just wasn't it.
Yeah.
No matter what we were doing, just was not it. So it sucked, but yeah, I don't think that was a matchup thing. I just think like there were so many searches, even like some of the wins, man, that just looked so like there was, even if it was like a 6-3 win, which probably happened once. I don't know. We didn't win too many. It was just like, damn, those 3 rounds we lost, it should have been a 9-0. Like if we weren't being stupid. Like it was just really bad overall, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think we need to do a total revamp on some of our stuff and get a little bit more confidence and teamwork down. But I think a lot of that just stemmed from lack of teamwork and like, not singling people out, taking solo chows, and kind of just
the
so on and so
thing,
forth.
I don't want to put words in your mouth or anything, but that like I think this is a really good example of what was happening to you guys last season. I know the circumstances are a lot different, but you guys are looking really like consistent gameplay wise for a while, and then you guys have the talent to carry you through most of these matches, but then you lose a final that I don't know. It just reminds me a lot of like scenarios throughout the past season. Any thoughts there?
The only reason why it does, I get why it does. I understand that, but I mean, we won 2 hard points out of the 3 pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
And that makes me actually happy because like that shows that we can still win. The thing that was weird to me in that entire final, which we still have to kind of go back and watch together.
Control.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't lose a round of control.
Yeah.
To them specifically, I don't think they ever won a round of control against us. And then we got 3-2'd on raid. I mean, sorry, control checkmate, and then we got 3-0'd on raid, and it was just something where you watch a lot of those controls back, and that's when, as soon as we lost the checkmate control, like in the back of my mind, I was like, this is not good because the reason we lost the checkmate control was like the few moments we had like that middle map 50-50 where the next wave of gunfights kind of decides who wins the side. It was just like one by one, just jumping out and challenging across the map. And it was just like, why? Like, why not just form a crossfire that we work on in scrims, et cetera, et cetera. And once those were kind of happening, I was like, this is not good. So like this S&D was obviously a really big issue, but the reason why we lost the final was the control.
Yeah.
Like with both controls, we just should not have lost with how well we've been at it all year. And it was just the teamwork and the team shots were just not there no matter what. And that was like the weird thing to me, which we got to kind of go back and address when scrims start up again, which I think is tomorrow. But
that's the most frustrating.
Not too different to me. Is that
it's the most frustrating problems because like if you get if you're getting gunned, you're getting gunned, right? But the fact that when you notice certain situations like that where it's like a patience thing, it's a communication thing. It's like, why are these bad tendencies starting to leak through in a moment like that where you expect them to be at their best, right? That's like super frustrating stuff. So
and I've seen it in scrims. That's why I'm not really too worried in the sense like, it sucks that we got second place. I mean, it's still not a bad placing.
Yeah, 1-2, you're fine. But
I've seen days where we've kind of gotten on and the first scrim looks kind of like that final,
Okay.
And it's just like, guys, like this next scrim, let's not do that ever again. But the problem is there was no next anything. That was the final, right? Like we didn't have that was it, and it was just kind of like trying to figure out what was going wrong like during the moment for those controls and those S&Ds. But there's a couple of things in my own head that I feel that can help them out a lot. And then on top of that, just in general, like it wasn't the biggest like worrisome loss, I would say, just because we won the hard points the way we did. If it was also like struggling super majorly in like the garrison or that apocalypse hard point, I would have said something more to it, but I'm pretty sure they'll be good. They're super motivated.
Did you guys veto garrison control, Chris? Or did they?
Yeah, they're 0-2 in checkmate control, and we're really good at that map. So we were like, you know what? Let's play a team that doesn't play that map a lot. And that was the thing. And as soon as I saw the team shots not doing anything that we normally do, I was like, oh shit, like this doesn't look good.
I mean, that wouldn't have helped on garrison anyways, but I guess
Yeah,
Just
I
like
think
how
it would have
good
been worse
how
on
good you guys
Garrison.
have been on Garrison, but I know they've been good too there.
We had
so.
we had really good stats leading into that event on Checkmate Control, which was like it's like our favorite map. We just don't
Mhm.
get to play it a lot, so it was like the perfect opportunity to bring that out. But it was just every time we got to that 50-50 moment where it's like, hey, we can actually take the game and stomp it out round one,
Threw it
round
away.
two, we just throw it away. And once you throw it away on Checkmate, you can't get it back. You know how that
Yeah.
goes. So
Can I rewind us a tiny bit?
Yep.
Because I just
Yes.
scrubbed through 6 matches. All right, so I wasn't blasted. When Methods was on the team, like if it was raid, Bance was the lone guy at A, like defending Tiki. As soon as Insight joined, it swapped. And him and Kleenex were like hitting mid and Insight swapped.
This
So
should be the main
I
AR, so that's really silly that it wasn't.
yeah, no. But like,
like
I
the
knew
spot,
that I
yeah.
remembered that. I knew that I remembered that. So I wonder if like they made a change like that and it took a little bit for it to click with them kind of running around in tandem and changing spots, and then it really started to click kind of leading into the major, and they were fucking so good. But yeah, I knew something was different. But yeah, so it swapped. I went through like their last 5 matches, and then finally I was like, oh, there's Bance, and Methods was on the team, so that makes sense.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Obviously, it was not only like the teamwork changes, but the overall like placement of people and things like that. I think that we made comments on the whole Methods to Insight change. Maybe a lot of that was they were still hashing out a lot of stuff. Like they didn't really have that much time, but maybe they just found form at the right time.
Yeah, what if Methods wasn't comfortable being like the Island guy, or
Yeah,
what?
I don't know.
I feel like he has in the.
Yeah, it's
But anyway,
kind of weird to think about. Yeah,
that might speak to they were always a decent search team, but obviously they kind of hit new levels this weekend, so that might be part of it. Everyone was just a little bit more comfortable. Bance was doing something a little bit more natural to him.
Yeah.
Him and Kleenex was running around just pile driving through people.
yeah, for sure.
yeah, they looked really good.
They look really solid, like just all of them, and that is like a balanced team performance, which you really like to see. Before we move on and like talk about some of these other teams and talk through the bracket and stuff like that, I just want to give like a shout out to Bance too. Like we talked briefly about his crazy performance. It's the turnaround from stage 1 to stage 2. We've seen particular players on teams have a nice turnaround, see some like significant improvements from stage 1 to stage 2. But just did you guys see his tweets after they won?
Yeah. No, I made my eyes water.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
literally
it's actually
made my
crazy.
eyes water. Like, because
So-
I don't know. I've always thought he was such a nice guy, and then
Yeah.
like to see what he texted his
He's a good
fiance,
dude.
he's like, I suck, I need to retire, or whatever it was. Like, and I know like I probably got nothing crazy, but I got a couple tweets a day probably when matches were going on when they would play. That was just like Vance has got to get dropped. I can't even fucking imagine what his mentions were like.
It's always been a
And
thing.
For him,
Oh, like
well,
2
yeah,
weeks
it's-
ago?
he's like
Yeah.
the goat. He's the goat EU player now. 'Cause think about it. We talked about this. We thought it was probably 0. Like when we were considering it. Like it's Bance now. Like Bance is the greatest European Call of Duty player of all time. Who else would it be? 0 or Bance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Ban-
that's probably those two.
Bance probably takes it now. I mean, you can discredit it if it's online if you want, but I don't give a fuck. Beating Faze like that at a major.
Yeah. No, seriously.
But it's probably I'd have to look through it more, but I think it's probably Bance. So I just to go from maybe retiring to that win, and I don't know. It's awesome.
And just
It's awesome.
context for people listening, basically Bance was like it was like a text or was it a text or a DM to his
text
Is it
to
text?
his fiance or girlfriend or fiance or
Yeah. Anyways, he was like he was down bad, right? He's like, I'm not playing well, I'm trash, I need to retire, yada yada yada. And then all of a sudden he has a performance like this throughout stage 2, and then they take home the major, and it's just like yeah, that's cool to see.
Question for you, like how much would it matter, like if because the game I went back and looked at, and that's why I remembered it so well, Joe, is because we casted that Optic Ultra match. And remember, like Dashy picked him like fucking 5 times in the game. I remembered it specifically. Literally ripped his shit for first blood like 5 times. So how much does it matter? I mean, I know there's more to it, but like if you were just getting shit on in the game too a lot, which I think he was a lot, and like you improve there, you get to a position you're more comfortable, it probably ends up like helping you everywhere to a degree, just a confidence thing. Like I don't know.
Well, I mean, let's just like we can dive into this a little bit more. You know, I've been at parts of that in my career. You know, you start to underperform a little bit. That pressure is kind of building up. Of I might lose my spot. Then you're on Twitter, you refresh, and you read 20 different things. That is all just putting that thought right back into your head. You get on, you play one map, you have a bad map, and you are just fucked. I mean, that's it. Like you're toast. That's all it takes. You read something over and over and over again, you're going to start to believe it. The first step though is like kind of like your own thoughts kind of creep into it, and then you start to read that stuff. And all these guys know the pressure of the CDL nowadays.
Probably more than ever before.
It is.
More than ever before.
Yeah.
There's not that many
You know,
spots.
obviously there's ways that you're hoping the teams are dealing with this. Like, hopefully Bance is going and talking to his teammates. Chris, we talked about this of if I was that person, I would go to my teammates. How can I get better? What can I do differently? I'm not comfortable. I don't know if he's that type of person, but they have to have that conversation with his teammates. So if he does have a bad map, he needs to know that I'm not getting kicked. Like that just needs to be a conversation.
Well, to that though, you think I wonder, and they can say whatever they want if they're watching. If he had a shit event, I wonder if something would change.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. But
I don't know who they would plan on, but there would have been a lot of pressure on a spot, at least for the next time he played. Because
Yeah.
if they got
there
like
already
hypothetically
was,
like fourth, say they got like fourth and he didn't play that well, I think there'd be a huge pressure like on his spot with like the other three around him. But
I think he'd probably have one more stage if you want my opinion, because they picked up insight, so they
That's
just made
true.
one.
If you're seeing any improvement at all in areas, like you can justify, right?
And we're not seeing scrims. We're not seeing scrims.
Yeah,
we're not seeing
true.
how he's improving. I mean, they could have known that this has been banned, but maybe in matches something was going wrong. Like he was just being dumb and getting picked in search type thing. But
I guess the point is like
a lot of players deal with this. Yeah.
Speaking from experience too, when you're on the downswing in your career, the fact that he was able to have a turnaround so dramatically like this, what he dropped a 1.4 in the final, like he needed that, bro. When you go for a decent amount of time and you're not having the success that you expect, once you get some wins under your belt, like that's your expectation moving forward. So I'm sure mentally it was probably tough on him. And then you multiply that with a bunch of people being fucking dickheads on social media, right? Like Joe, you kind of explained it. Happened to me too. Like thinking back to like I don't know the Optic Nation roster.
All three of you were ass, so I'm sure you all got it.
Thanks, man. You've done nothing. Shut up.
Ass.
He's so annoying.
I got it my whole career. I get it till this day. Even when I coach him.
No, I was ass at times. Yeah, definitely. But it's just like, but then
you guys were a beast.
I guess the point I was trying to make is like it depends on your team dynamic too. Because if someone's underperforming, you either get a team that chalks it, you know what I mean? Like just like you kind of get the vibe on a team when it's done, right? Or you get a team like Crowder. I think you've explained it a couple times before, where you were playing like shit, and you go to your team and be like, "Hey, hello, I'm your teammate. Smile. Will you help me get better at this video game?" Instead of chalking it, and you got better, right? So it's like, what kind of team dynamic do you have?
I did, yeah. That helped. That helped me a few times in my career, but I feel like that has to happen, in my opinion, nowadays before you even like drop someone. I feel like you need to go through like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you would like.
That's how it should have been the whole time.
There's a maturity level to it. There's, you have the organization now too. Hopefully, coaches are having one-on-ones with those guys. What's going on? Is there anything we could do? Do you want to play different positions? Do you want to try something else? Like that has to be the standard.
Something in the Discord, or well, I guess we can bring it up, or I'll add it onto the doc.
Yeah, if you could throw it on the doc,
put it in our chat.
I can't.
Did you? I just saw it. One thing I wanted to ask though.
I can't see our chat, so.
We'll talk about the team change stuff, but more roster rumor. But
I think I know what you guys are talking about.
the other thing that Bance said was, before matches he was getting like too amped up, like too just trying to pump himself up, whether it's listening to music or just getting like really amped. And he was like, I don't know whether he was like twitchy or maybe that probably didn't help. Yeah, probably didn't help that he was already anxious and shit. That probably didn't help that situation. And he said he was doing like breathing exercises and just trying to fucking like zen out and relax before matches.
Well, especially in this game. I mean, what we just talked about, if you over challenge and die, you might have just screwed your team. Like you have to be in the right mindset to make a decision. Like that energy and stuff is good, but it can take you to another level where you get too overconfident and you challenge dumb gunfights.
It speaks to 5v5. Like that's your whole tendency, your whole mindset about Call of Duty had to change on a all of a sudden, right? Like 5v5 was go motherfucker, go, it's your turn. This game, it's
especially with squad spawns.
Yeah, and then in this game, like you guys talk about it when you're casting a lot, like don't stagger, stop staggering yourself. Like if you're the last one alive in a scenario, stop it. Like stop challing. So it's
100%. Do you think like you guys can speak to it maybe when your job might be on the line or you're struggling and there's a lot of pressure on you, does it almost lead to more of that? Because like you feel you need to make a play, like you need to impress, like you need to put
Yes.
up numbers, you need to do shit. Like I wonder if sometimes he was just over challenged because he's like, I need to fucking
Depends
kill
what team
people.
you
I
have,
need to
in
make
my
a play.
opinion.
Depends on the
Maybe he
team too.
didn't. Maybe he didn't. But like, I don't know. Might be something.
Maybe in his role as like a sub because he was probably an entry guy more so
But
like with
I
Linux.
think that depends on the role. Because like when I played with Zuma, Priest, and Attach, like I never felt like I needed to do better, but my spot was always on the line. Not because of them, but like because I had
Mason's
to.
in here. What the hell? What's up, Mace?
Wait,
My
is he-
God,
wait,
dude,
is he,
what's
bro?
good,
Hold
dude?
up. Wait. There you go.
What a
All right, he's
beast.
gone. Anyway,
Later, Mace.
so
I'm not
yeah.
reading the chat, but he probably say, "Hey guys, I got a question. Can you put peanut butter on bread?"
But
Crowder banned
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Oh,
gone.
and Mason's never to come back. Okay.
Oh shit!
But yeah, like with attaching them, like I never really felt like I needed to do better to keep my spot, but I knew the team needed to because eventually, if the team wasn't gonna keep doing good, like I just had to go because you can't get rid of any of the other three. So like I felt more pressure to like make sure the team doesn't suck. Like that, like I felt like that like amplified it even more for me because it was never about like me doing good as well. Like, dude, I could have been putting up 1.2s. Everyone would have said replays fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It didn't. It wouldn't have mattered. Like so. I think it just depends on what team. I think for his team, I think he needed to do good just because of the role he played. Where hypothetically, if he's putting up 0.8s, it's just you're gone. It's just what it is, like that. But like I don't think so. Just it depends on which team you have.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, let's flip the bracket real quick. Walk you guys
I've unbanned
through.
this guy. Shit.
Yeah. I was gonna say
You
we
should
probably
see how
someone on
low
ban.
they were.
Yeah, I did.
You should see the difference in their fucking raid defense on search methods versus what it's insane. Methods just like holding fucking back laundry. Bance is holding Tiki. Now they're like insides hold aside and the rest are fucking going. Like it's so dude, it's so different. Like watching it back, it's insane how different it is. And like I don't know why I didn't notice that right away. Maybe just because we didn't cast them right when they swapped.
Well, raid search they were already really good at, and they usually typically play up for a lot of map control. So I don't think raid is the one
raid,
thing that stands out to me. But
well, it just did to me because I remember him getting blooded a lot when we watched it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
When they
I don't
played
know.
us the first time in raid, they smoked us. And it's because they were
Super
taking a lot of map
aggressive.
control. Yeah.
super aggressive, flew.
Yeah, but like it's just
And they're probably like, "Why are we good at this? All right, let's do that elsewhere."
yeah, but now it's like even more. It's like 3 people going. Like if Bance was playing slow, Methods was holding back. Now it's just Insight kind of playing on island. The other 3 are just fucking demon.
Yep,
Insight's
that's
very
the
good
one
at
thing.
holding the island down,
Cammy
too.
can play that fast too. Like he can
Mhm.
play
yeah,
that
he
quick
can.
with them. So
He wants to, dude. Remember that control we casted? Guy had like 40 kills. He was like 20 steps ahead of everybody at all times.
yeah, he just wants to fly.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess it's like, can Ultra keep doing this? Did they have a hot couple of days? Is it going to last long term? Can they keep playing at that sort of pace in scenarios when they're not winning all their fucking gunfights? You know what I mean?
What would you go? I mean, right now for me, I don't know if you guys agree, but I'd probably
Doing
go
rankings? Okay.
Well, if that's kind of what you're asking, I
Yeah.
would go Faze. I would go Faze, Empire, Ultra, Rokkr, Optic. Probably my top 5. At least right now, I think Ultra. I think Ultra could be like the number 2.
I like the
mean,
top
no,
ones. I guess I'm trying to decide. Like
No one can convince me that Ultra's the number 1 team right now. It's just
no.
not Faze has lost 2 fucking series.
No, I agree with the Faze Empire. I agree with Ultra. I guess 4, 5 is where I'm like, where would I put those guys? I don't know.
I think I'm Rokkr Optic right now.
Or Rokkr over Optic. Yeah.
I think Rokkr. Dude, I don't know. I think Rokkr are going to be more and more of a threat, bro.
Yeah. I think I want to agree with you too. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough to say. Let's talk
Well,
some of these
it's,
other. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a question of can they do it again? I mean, now people are gonna have, it's kind of like with Chris knows, you have a target on your back. You got to expand map pool. People are gonna be learning what you play, how to do this, what worked well. I mean, yeah, in that tournament for them could be a lot different. I mean, Optic threw their first match huge versus Toronto. That Moscow S&D, they threw like 3 really bad rounds in a row. So who knows? I mean, I think they're going to be a team that competes at least all year, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they were last year.
I think Optic should be better than Ultra. I just don't know if they are right now. I mean, I don't. They should be.
On that note, let's walk through the bracket really quickly since we kind of brought it up. You can see in the winners over here, Ultra was able to win 3-1. Pretty close series right there. Ultra move on and play Faze. They get bopped down to losers. Faze moves on to winter final versus Empire, who kind of, I don't want to say cruises. We could talk about the Empire Rokkr series in the winter bracket, which is absolutely insane. The round 11 T-Nade, absolutely nuts. Faze kind of go through the winter bracket, obviously meet up versus Ultra throughout as they make the run through losers. Ultra gets bopped down to losers. They take out LA Thieves. Then they beat Rokkr 3-1. Then they beat the Empire 3-1. And then they ultimately take the tournament in the best of 9, 5-3 versus Faze. You guys can see New York Subliners didn't have the best of finishes. We could talk a lot about LA Thieves, obviously starting in losers round one, make a little run there, have some pretty damn close series versus London and New York to ultimately get bopped out by Ultra. And then we could talk Surge. Surge look better, I would say. They had some, decent moments. I think they're really starting to put some things together. We talk about...
Before we dive into other teams, I there was one question I wanted to ask Chris about stuff, and it's when I was scrubbing through the Toronto shit, and I don't know if you talked about it. Chris, what did you guys do before the final? Like, scrim or what? What did you do before it?
Sat on our fucking ass. There's nothing to do.
But yeah,
okay. That's how I wanted. So how do you, I guess that was my question.
The graphic is wrong.
Real quick before we jump to another team, like when you play, I'm not worried about the guns being hot, like the talent part of it. You'll get into the series. That's not an issue. But like, how do you warm up comms? How do you do that? Unless you play like a scrim or like how the fuck do you warm up your, you know what I mean? Like
we scrimmed Rokkr like 3 hours, 4 hours before because they were the first match of the day. And then we sat there for 3 hours and did nothing.
So you couldn't get a scrim? No one would play you?
Why would they?
Yeah, true. That sucks though. Like, because I don't know how the fuck do you warm up comms?
Should have called me up, bro. I would have gunned them, bro. No problem.
I mean, the difference,
that's what I felt was off to me. Like you guys were like losing people.
Well, it's tough because we couldn't play an amateur team because the patch shit.
Oh, the servers.
So yeah, usually I would just say like, you can just find another team to scrim, but
so you actually went in cold, which is not usually a thing. Usually when people say they went in cold, they're actually like playing a match before or warming up. But you literally didn't play. Yeah. Well, you shoot bots, but like that part, I guess, like you can run around, shoot bots, and like your thumbs are warm, and you will. I'm not worried about simp fucking shooting servers.
It's a mindset thing. It's the mindset thing.
Whether it's comms or just getting in the match vibe.
No, it's super hard. I mean, I don't use that as like an excuse just because of the way we were playing and we won the first map.
You call what you want, but
but we talked about this. I mean, I said this when we won the finals from winners, and I'll say it when we lose the finals. I don't really care. Being in the winners bracket like thing is like weird. Doesn't really do.
By weird, you mean it's fucking dumb, yeah.
Yeah, so that's just what it is. But like, yeah, I mean, but we won the first map, so I don't really use that as an excuse anyway.
Well, you would have lost either way. I mean, right? They would have still got to fight before you did. But
no, I'm not talking about the 1-0 advantage.
I was thinking the plus one.
Sorry. I'm saying we talked about this exact scenario. Like the winners team kind of just does nothing, and then watches the bunch of teams play.
Oh wait, this is what I want to ask you too. So you guys, it looked like the series got better for Ultra later in it, right? Like at least it looked like it. So you control it at the beginning. Would you consider?
Well, would
it be worth like almost giving them better maps at the beginning in case you're coming a little cold and getting better for you later in the series because you might risk losing one of your good maps early? Did that make sense what I just said?
No, why would you give them vetoes?
Well, not give them vetoes, but can't you dictate the series where you want it, or not really? I guess you have to dictate it early, or can you dictate it late?
You can do a little bit of both. I mean, I guess I could have picked a different hardpoint. Well, actually, no, because we didn't want to pick up Apocalypse.
Not that probably crossed your mind at the time, but I'm wondering if that would make sense.
Like, actually, never mind. I don't know. I mean, I know what you mean, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really think the maps like. We played some good. We're really good at checkmate hardpoint, and we just lost it.
I mean, you're good at most stuff.
I mean, bro. I mean, that's why the raid control is where it was at. Like, we didn't pick that because I'm pretty sure they picked checkmate first. But like, when that happened, like raid control is like our best map. We were like, sweet. We played them I think twice on it, and we won 3-0. I was like, that's a good map to have like in the middle.
It was a 5-minute map the day before.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, it's just what it was. I mean, bro, it was just played bad.
It's wild to think about how like badly you shit on them recently. It's crazy. They fucking hit a form, man. Like you guys. I know the last was closer, but like 2 weeks ago, you fucking.
Like, we did smoke them the 2 times we played them before, but like, not how you make it out to be. We won our hardpoint pick, as we should.
I just meant the raid. The other, I believe, was close.
But then we won the control, which like we were really good at. And then we would like win their hardpoint pick, but it was a closer map. Like that checkmate we played in the winners finals against them.
I thought the one before was like a fast 3-0, or am I blasted?
It was a 3-1 again. I don't think we 3-0'd them. I don't think we've ever 3-0'd Toronto Ultra.
Really? Oh, maybe I made that up entirely. I thought you
Yeah,
like.
but that's
smoked them at
well,
one
because they
point.
usually beat us in
Yeah.
search. They're a really good search team.
Yeah.
But like the point is like they're just like I don't think we've ever really like straight up just smoked them because like the way our S&D looked, that winners final, I can honestly say the way we were playing search, we probably would have lost that if we'd lost that checkmate hardpoint. Our search was terrible, all stage 2, like during the major. And so it's
When
like
did you
Oh
play
yeah,
them?
the
You
one
played them in
search
the
you won was
streak?
Moscow, and he didn't call a streak in.
well, the one well, yeah, before that streak though, we were up 4-0 and we let them
Yeah,
back.
that's
Like,
true.
it's
Yeah.
the same thing. We were up 4-0 and then we looked like shit again. Like we just couldn't find the rhythm to like close out maps and like like take those leads and run with them. And it was not helping us. And then yeah, the controls were just the issue in the final. Our control teamwork was terrible. There was no team shots. It was all individual shots.
Yeah, you 3-0 fried them.
And we 3-0 them in the regular stage.
Week 1 of stage 2. Pretty.
Well, that was with their new team, right?
That was like when they got Insight a day
Yeah.
ago.
Well, yeah. Okay. Okay. I just
Yeah.
remember.
I
I remember
thought
at one
maybe-
point I cast it or I watched it and you just
Yeah,
like,
maybe no,
ran
you
through
might
them.
maybe we did, but I don't really take that very
No.
seriously.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, no, they just play good. What it is?
You guys want to move on to Empire?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I had questions for Chris.
No, you're good,
Yeah,
dude.
no, it's like-
Obviously, the Crowder insight's super important because Faze was the favorites coming in. Obviously, something changed up. Like, it's good insight. I love that shit.
Well, I just like to hear like I don't know. It's hard for me, and I'm sure some viewers to relate to the mindset of pros and decision making process and get ready and shit. So I don't know. I like to hear that shit.
All right, so the talking point for Dallas throughout stage 2 and going into the major is like, if they could just figure out search and destroy, they're going to win the damn thing, right? Like that was kind of the conversation the whole time. So we see their path throughout the winner bracket, right? They take out New York. They have the crazy series. I guess we should talk about this winner round 2 match versus Røkkr. It's a back and forth one. You
How
two,
can we win a garrison or a raid?
you two were
Hardpoint.
casting this one, right?
Yep.
If I remember correctly.
Hmm.
So, walk me through that last S&D.
Well, I was gonna start with map 1. It should.
Okay,
they
yeah.
went up big map 1 early. I mean that.
Walk me through the
You
series.
wanted them
That
to play
works.
garrison because they won the garrison. What the previous series, Joe? I mean Dashy was like 36 and 18.
What? No. Minnesota, Dallas.
Oh God, I was thinking Optic Rokkr. Oh, sorry.
Garrison.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I was like, huh?
Then let's not start with the S&D. Let's start with the fucking control. That control. Is
Control.
fucking
I mean,
bananas,
yeah. So round 5, it's a 5v3 in 0.1 seconds. Round 4, 5v3. Rokkr's up 2-1. They slide onto the. They get the kills top stairs. They slide on the point with 0.1 second left. I mean, it was just a collapse. Then round 5, I mean, it was. You could tell they had a breakdown because they got destroyed.
Yeah.
They didn't get one kill. They didn't
They
get one
got
kill.
destroyed.
It was a 3v4. Now 1 kill.
To be
No,
fair,
they all just shot at different people.
to be
But
fair, I
don't
would have
know-
lost full if that round happened to me.
Oh,
I don't know how you don't.
Yeah, just chalk it.
People were
I don't
saying that
know.
was more like the odds were worse for like Røkkr to win that search, like that round 11. I was like, fuck no. That control
The control round, yeah.
impossible. Like impossible. I still don't understand how that happened. Like, yeah, if they put their controllers down and start playing with their feet, they probably would have got a better result. Not even fucking kidding. They probably would have bumped into somebody or something. Like what?
If you're
It was hype though. It was awesome. It was one of the
Just
crazier
on
moments
this
I've
I
note-
was walking around my room. I thought the round was over.
yeah,
I thought
Oh,
map
yeah.
was done.
yeah. That's what
Yeah,
I,
there were
watched, I
multiple
thought the
moments
same
this
thing
weekend.
watching.
Dude, I like couldn't
They probably
breathe.
thought the same thing. They're probably like, let's just shoot these guys and we win.
You could say this
Yeah.
for probably multiple teams throughout the tournament, but if you're Røkkr watching VODs, man, I guess you could say the same for Optic too, right? But like, oh my god, like some of the situations, dude, I guess this match in particular, and then what happened in that last S&D? Do you guys
Wait,
see?
did you see the clip?
I saw the clip from his POV, but just like for people listening, like what happened round 11?
He's stuck attached in the back.
Priest
and
did.
We didn't. We
stuck
didn't
to
see
air.
it. Yeah, we didn't see it from his POV, but it's happened a lot this year. Looney's done it about 17 times. Hey, Looney, you're probably there. He's done it a lot. It's happened with like a bunch of people because like I don't know, the animation of it's a little weird. You throw it like 900 miles an hour. But now I'm wondering from Priest's clip, if that was a latency thing or if it like comes out from the
It might
side
be
of
a
the kinda,
magnetism type thing too.
or a
I don't
magnetism
know.
thing. Dude, the clip was horrible.
It looked
I responded.
really
I
bad.
responded, "What the fuck?" Because I was Joe. Joe can tell you guys how angry I was. when that happened. I was fucking livid because it was
I
setting
was
up.
like, maybe it was
epic.
still a great series. She's like,
No,
you don't get it. It
I
could
was-
have been an
I-
epic round
No,
11.
dude,
I'm
it
like,
could have
okay.
it could have been like the
All
Rokkr
right.
Optic thing. It could have been like Rokkr Optic. Like it sets up, you
Could've
just feel it brewing, man. You feel it brewing. It sets up this fucking godlike moment, and then he stuck him. And I was like, fuck. I was fucking. And then I saw the clip, and I was like, I am gonna punch.
That
It was horrible.
so
Yeah, I
I
there was
want
the other round too.
moving forward. I want to. If we go to round 11, no one's throwing a nade, bro. Ever again, no one's throwing a nade. I'd be too terrified seeing that clip. That shit's broken. What is that?
I
Yeah,
always
no.
my first thought's always Pat.
If I was
dude.
coaching
Pat-
still, I'd be like,
Pat
don't
enabled.
hit the fucking bumper round 11. No shot.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's
but
not worth the risk.
Pat hit like a wall or something, dude. Like
Yeah, Pat's was,
Preston just stuck attached in the back of the head.
Yeah.
But he was nowhere
It
on the
wasn't-
screen.
It wasn't.
he wasn't even
Yeah.
on
It
the
wasn't
screen.
close.
Yeah, he
Like-
threw a grenade just to throw one, and like attach got stuck, and he was like, "Well, I never
Well,
saw attach, so
And it's
okay."
not like the TJ, like the TJ thing. Remember the neighbor he like hit the box last year? It
Mhm.
like you saw him clearly like rubber band or whatever happened. Like that he lagged. That was a server issue. I don't know what the fuck that was.
You can't explain it.
It looked like attach slid, but the hitbox was like still there
Yep.
up top, even though attach was like down low on his screen, and he hit like an
So
invisible.
it's a little
wall,
desync, like
I
just a
guess,
tiny bit of
yeah.
desync
I don't
thing.
know.
Or it like we don't know where the nade actually physically comes out. It might come out like
Well,
sort of.
they shoot out like a goddamn rocket. So yeah,
You know what I
don't
mean? Like from
where-
the side,
no,
it
I
like
know.
launches almost like really far on the left side, like almost out of
Yeah,
his
no.
POV. And
Oh, what did I say?
Maybe.
What is it? Rookie of the year, dude. It's like the Chicago Kids kid, dude. It's just like it just flies like it's a slingshot. It really is, man. That's what
It's
it
a
looks
great
like.
reference. It
But
really
they,
does.
they had the other round too. They had because Dallas won an offense that like changed things, and then Minnesota got the bomb down, and they had a 2v2 or a 3v2. And remember,
Oh,
accuracy
yeah.
hops the wall, and I think he thinks there's a player diffusing, or is that the round Dallas won on offense?
Yeah, no, that's when attached. So there was someone diffusing. Attached accuracy were in a 2v2, if I remember correctly.
That's
or
what it
2v,
was.
Round about 2v3. I think they were in
Okay.
2v3. There was like 20 seconds left on the bomb defuse, something like that. Accuracy was by the half wall to jump over, and
Mhm.
attached was garage. Attached peaks, kills the diffuser. 3 seconds later, accuracy comes start shooting the dead body. It was fucking.
He's shooting
it's
a
like,
dead body, and they not a guy
They-
diffusing. So
yeah, they
he
didn't even
dies, and then they
talk
lose
to
a
each other.
2v1
it was
with
very.
like 20 seconds left.
I
yeah.
didn't see this round, so
It,
I missed this round.
the comms died. I mean, I don't know what else to like. I don't know. Someone didn't say something, or like it probably. Maybe
Well, I think
accuracy
the
was just
dead
locked the
body was
fuck
just
in.
there, so he probably freaked out when he saw the body. The body doesn't go away.
Well,
It
maybe
looks
he
like
thought it
it's-
was. Maybe he thought it was another player too.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was, but it was like, it was crazy because
Well,
that
it
was
was so in sync that I assumed that they didn't comment right. But maybe he thought that someone could have got it with the timing.
yeah. You hop the wall, you're in a map 5 or when in a really important round, you see legs on the bomb. I'm shooting the legs. That's just
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
So
But they
So-
should have won that round. I mean, he doesn't die there. They win the round.
Yeah, seriously, watching that one back had to be just an interesting one for Minnesota for sure. So Dallas moves on to winter final. I watched that. It just kind of got outclassed by Faze, right? Like, it's kind of like
the same old
the
story.
same old
It
story.
was just-
Yeah, exactly. And then Empire get dropped down, and like Toronto was just on a fucking mission, dude. You know, it's just like they were playing different. So it's like I know Empire is like a really, really good team. I just don't know how much to take away from their series versus Toronto because nobody was beating Toronto that day, you know? So like I'm not going to knock down Empire too much for a team that was just on like a crazy momentum streak like that. Like any thoughts on Empire's gameplay? Like they kind of look the same. I mean, their S&D looked better. Okay. So they like,
yeah.
they definitely made improvement, but like was it enough? Obviously not.
Nah,
Obviously not.
I just think there needs something is definitely off match to match, but like if you look at the Faze stat line, I mean they just got again outslayed by 10, 20, 40 across the series.
Mhm.
You know, and you look at the Toronto Ultra one. I know they're playing hot, but you have Illey -20, Crim -20. Like it just feels like when one or two are playing well, one or two of the others aren't. And I think Toronto, I think we talked about like, Toronto having this issue last stage. So I don't really know what's going on with them. Like they're still a top 4 team, top 3 team,
Yeah.
but it's not like at times I'm just like not that impressed as I guess I have expected with what I saw at the end of last year.
Can I ask a more general question that sort of applies to them and other teams? Why do you think so many? All right, let's think about it. Optic improved at search, got worse at hardpoint. Rokkr improved in hardpoint, got worse at search. Empire improved in search, got worse in hardpoint. I'm missing like 2 other teams. There were like 5 fucking teams that, like, in their weak mode, they performed a lot better
They flipped
this
Well-
weekend, and they fell off in the other mode that they were really good at. So it
Well-
was literally like 5 teams.
They were
And-
part of Group B too.
So,
So
that happens a lot. I'm sure Merk and TeeP can probably
I'm
actually.
surprised how
answer
many
this.
teams it was, though. I was like, Jesus.
But it usually when you hyper focus one thing in practice, you tend to be a little bit more lazy in others. That's why I was kind of getting to like our search sucking. I actually wish it was that, because that'd make me feel much better and just be like, all right, like we'll just go back to it, no big deal. But like, yeah, I feel like even sometimes when you do practice just as much as what you used to, and then you just kind of like focus more on something, I feel like for some reason, some way, somehow, like another game type just slips out from underneath you out of nowhere. I don't know why that happens, but it definitely, I feel like that's happened for a long time now.
Even JP tweeted about you guys. What was the stat he tweeted out? It was like,
was it
despite the
control rounds?
finals loss, Faze's hard point during stage 2
Oh.
was very impressive. Here are 3 stat categories in which they led the CDL: most efficient holding team, like 3 things.
And I would say,
you got
and
way
I'd say
better.
what we probably did was in practice, like we did a lot of odd review for our hard points. So like fix our weaker maps.
That's my point. Like
Yeah.
speaking to like the flip flop situation, if you have a perfect record on a map, you're not watching VOD on it. You load into that same map again, and you're fucking badass on it. You're a dominant player on it. You have top stats on it. You go into that map not changing anything, because why would you? And then there's other teams or players or individuals
That are
are
watching.
spending hours watching VOD. Like you guys watch a lot of VOD on Hardpoint. Another team watched a lot of VOD on S&D. It's like it's a constant.
Well, how do you make
Yeah.
that not happen? I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
I think too.
I have a pretty good
I want to
idea.
add more onto that. I think some of these teams, because you talked about Optic, you talked about Dallas, you talked about Rokkr, those 3 teams are all in Group B. Okay. Now, what that means to me is because they're in Group B, especially hardpoint, you have to play your comfort hardpoint picks in matches, which means everybody knows your comfort hardpoint picks, and we're starting to see how weak some teams' map pool is because they're not getting official reps in. And what is everybody doing? They're taking those maps away. Like we're seeing Optic for a little bit. They struggled on raid. So what did they have to do? Literally in the middle of the major is switch off of that and play Garrison. Where elsewhere they're improving their search and destroy, but they literally had to stick to their guns in respawns because they couldn't maneuver anywhere else. And they had to play their best. So they got to the winners bracket in Group B. I mean, Group B was that close. They had to play their best maps all the time.
That's true.
It's a good point.
I
Yeah,
think
but I
there's,
think-
I
I
think there's
think
some ways to
it
do
spans back to
the,
stage 1 though too. Like some of these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
but
there's a good way
that's
to
your
do it.
goal though into stage 2. But what are you
Yeah.
supposed to do when you have to win a match? You have to win it. So you're playing your map picks.
Mhm.
Well, the only time you ever really get to mess around with a match was when we played stage 1.
Yeah,
We were
I
able to
remember
put
that.
Paris in like all our worst maps
You're
because
playing
like
checkmate a lot and shit. I remember.
yeah,
like,
we would just like checkmate,
yeah.
checkmate, checkmate. We have to get practice. Let's go for it and have fun. Where like you don't really get to do that because normally they just like most of those matches, unless you're 4-0, are pretty damn important.
Yeah.
To be
Is
honest.
it that big of a deal though? Like verse. I mean,
Yes.
it's online. You're playing at home. Is a scrim result? Is it that much different? Because I
Yeah.
think it is, but like I also feel like maybe it shouldn't be. Like
I
your
think it
scrim
is, and I
result
think it
should
isn't.
kinda-
That's- I think it is. I think it isn't that much different in the sense of like if you're 10-2 in checkmate hardpoint, and you go into the major, like you haven't really played it too much in like the regular season matches, but you go to the major playing it, like you should still be confident in it. But like they're still doing it on the day where pressure's on that, makes it just a little bit different. So it's the same thing to a point, but I think getting a win under your belt with the map that you're not comfortable on, no matter what your scrim record is, means a lot. So like
Mental
you can
victory
be,
for sure.
say like your auto veto is Garrison. and then in scrims you really work on Garrison, you get to like 8-2. It's not bad, right? That's not good. That would be confident that you can play that map now. Then you play a team and you lose at 250 to 210. Now you're like, damn, we suck at Garrison. You like it starts to leak back in your mind, like you're not actually good at Garrison, et cetera, et cetera. Like you don't get that confidence that you need to like really get it rolling through an event. So I think it's still pretty important to do it when pressure is on. Like even though it's kind of the same thing, it's not at the same time. And that escalates even more to LAN, but that's a whole different topic.
Well, it's also like you're going through the veto process. Your coach is like, all right, what maps do you want to play? And you're just like, you go to the ones that you generally have like the most success on as a players. Like, you're gonna give your input, and it's not like your coach is gonna go against your input. I doubt that rarely.
I've had some weird combos with my players before, in the sense of like, you want to play this map, and it's like your stats on this map are this, and they're like, yeah, but I don't know,
Been
like,
there.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly.
that happens to everybody.
So like if we just look at Optic and they're picking raid, even though they were losing it, like Cinder's like, what do you guys want to do? And it's like, yeah, we threw that last raid, like let's play it again. Like that's still one of our better maps. Or we threw this S&D, like
Do it one
that's
more
the
time.
conversation. Like,
But
that's
then
the combo.
but then three losses later, then then you step
it's
into
like,
the,
all right, well, we
how
gotta
many
play
times
something else.
like how many times are you gonna keep throwing this? Let's change it up.
It's wild though, like how much better so many teams would be if they had like one more good map in Search or one in Hardpoint. Not even both. Like if they had one more fucking good map, how much better team? It's crazy. That's why I didn't think you guys could lose best of 9. Honestly, I didn't think anyone was fucking close, really. But
I mean, yeah, I was super confident with our map pick. I mean, it just came down to that day we just played the worst control of our lives.
Well, and the Search wasn't great either.
I mean, the Search wasn't great, but that was struggling before. Yeah, but see, I agree, and that was struggling before that best of 9 started. Everyone knew that our Search was, it doesn't look like the regular Faze, like everyone sees.
Yeah.
And then, but still, if we could have just won the controls like we have all major 2, including the bracket, including like winners finals, we would have been fine.
Oh,
because we still won we got the one Search that we got to play to win. So we won the one Search we needed. It was just the controls that were just abysmal. Obviously, Searches would have helped, but I still think like the map pool that was there, it was just we didn't. You can't play one game mode in the best of 9. Can't do it. That's what we chose to do.
Well, that's why I also thought, you couldn't lose, because even if one game mode did fall off, you're so fucking good in the others, you'd fine.
But but we just lost 2 game modes out of 3.
You're a fucking hardpoint team.
Some days you wake up and you're a hardpoint team.
Weird weekend.
Yeah,
definitely weird. I want to hear your guys' opinion on this, and I think we've seen enough now. Where what's going on with Illey? Is Illey is this acceptable from an AR player? His performances throughout stage 2.
What was his stats?
Not great.
Not great. I don't know. I haven't followed closely enough to really comment.
I guess it's one of those in I guess in their losses, they're just not good.
Hold up.
I mean, to give you the general answer for me, because I actually don't really know much about his stats and how he's been playing, but if you're an AR, you're not allowed to do bad. It's just like that's my stance on it too. Kind of what it is. And I'm not even saying that to him, to like my players. Like when you usually an AR player has a lot of pressure to not do bad. Like you can do okay, and kind of escape by. But if you're doing bad, which I don't know if he is, I have literally no idea. That's when it becomes an issue, because like the AR players are supposed to get those are supposed to be your rocks of keeping things going for the most part. And if that's happening, then maybe, but I don't know.
The reason I bring it up is we see stage 1, we see stage 2. Their S&D looks better, I guess, right? But it's not. The changes aren't enough. And then, so what's the constants? What do you see? You look at the formula of teams that are winning consistently, and obviously Dallas is really good. So I'm not going to sit here and talk like they're not a top team. Okay, that's not the goal of this conversation. How do you turn that lineup into
winners,
championship contention every single time? Because they didn't make they didn't make the final. They kind of I don't want to say get smoked. I just you just look at. I just feel like I expect more from Illey, right? You're in a role
100%.
like that, and then you talk oh, maybe they should try different things, right? but you're not going to move Hook or Shotzi off of a sub. No shot. That'd be stupid.
No shot.
They're playing great. I think like Crim's been good, right? Is Crim been good? Has Crim been good enough?
5 AR.
Yeah.
He was throughout stage 2. I mean, during the matches that they lost at the major, no.
I'm looking at their just the weekend right now.
I don't think he's been like
I think he's been solid.
crazy good. Yeah, but I think he's been solid enough. To me, when I watch them, it seems like he has like a pacing issue at times. Like he plays really, really fast. And I mean, yeah, I've been pretty disappointed. I thought for me he was to be like an MVP caliber player.
I thought so too.
I thought last year he was more of like that support role. Now he's get to play flex and just sort of slay on the map. But I think early on when I was watching like scrims and stuff early in the game, he was frying. I don't know if the Krieg meta really fits him that well. I mean, he pulls out. He's like the one player that pulls out of QBZ. He wants to be a little bit quicker. Was a little bit better with the XM4. It could just be a pacing thing. I mean, like he's a fast player, loves to move around the map, and I like I said, I think it's similar to like what Toronto's issue was last stage. It just feels like they're not on the same page pacing wise.
And then I guess
that could be really hard to play
Illey
with.
Illey was like an average sub stat line weekend. Not what he should be. He was like a 0.96 in control, 0.77 in search, which actually
so that's what I was going to bring up.
And a 0.9 in hardpoint, which like I think if you're like an entry sub or something, okay, even that's not great. But like as a flex or whatever, I don't know. I think we probably all feel it's got to be better.
I think
especially with that roster around him. I don't know.
Like I don't want to just bring up stats. It's like a team thing, right? But it just like
Grim got fried hardpoint too.
So I was gonna say like those AR stats are low.
Well, they got fried in both series versus Toronto.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just the weekend. Yeah, that's just the weekend.
Oh, just the weekend stats. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess screw the respawn stats then. Illey is too good of an S&D player to have a 0.7 ever. What that like he is one of those players that you want last alive, right? I'm not crazy for saying that. So like
no.
I mean,
I feel like
we all expected them to be good because of him.
I guess my point is like, was this a reason, or is it something that they're working towards to figure out? It put him in better positions. I don't know. Like someone like him, you just don't expect him. Like S&D is this literally his bread and butter.
I guess when does it get to a point where we all? So I think Joe and I have talked, and I guess we've all just kind of expected them to get to the form, but I guess when does it get to a point where we're like, maybe not having
last year though, they didn't even win much last year.
No, you're right. But my question is like, when does it get to a point where like maybe not having Clay is a bigger deal than we're thinking? I mean, I think we all assume that they're going to get back close to a form where they are contending every event.
Of course,
they have that core, but when is it? Maybe they're fucking not.
I mean, right? They only won LA last year, and then they won champs, right? Those were the only two.
I thought they won 3.
They won a third.
I thought they won 1 online. They beat us in final online.
Mutineers won 3, and I think I want to say one other team won 3. I think
they won 3.
Yeah, Florida, then you won 2, and Huntsman
I don't know which final it was, but Dallas beat us in the final online.
Okay.
I know that for a fact. I just don't remember.
They won 3 then champs. Oh, okay.
No, I thought they won
3
2
champs, I believe.
No,
wait. Maybe I did look at home series only. It might have been 3 home series.
They won a LAN. They beat my team online for sure. So that's 2. They won champs, which is 3. I don't know the 4th one in there, but the chat's saying 4.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, because I remember 2 teams had 3 home series. It had to have been Florida in there.
Okay.
So
yeah, and then pretty soon.
I mean,
I mean, it's kind of like just one of those things. Because in my mind, I don't know why I thought they only won LA and champs, because I know they got top 4 every weekend. So I just thought it was they were consistent, and maybe they're thinking that way of let's just get ourselves to those days. But I mean, like they shouldn't have beat Røkkr, right? They should have lost to Rokkr. And then who knows what happens to them this tournament? But it'll be interesting to watch.
They won LA. They beat Faze at the Huntsman home series. And they won. Where's the last one?
They beat Paris, right?
The final event of the year? Yeah. Ravens. So that was the one right before Toronto, second to last. They won that one. They 3-0'd Legion. Yeah, I don't know. I think we all know what Clay has intangibles, and I'm sure he helped a lot with young players. And as much as we talk about the leadership, and there's some similarities between Krim and Clay, they're obviously very different players. I just wonder when it's like he was way more important maybe than we all realized.
I don't think that would be the conversation as much as what is the future of the roster.
Yeah, but I guess for me
Krim's
personally,
not going.
I know. But for me personally, though, I guess I thought when Clay left with that core, they'd still get to it. I really did. Not to discredit Clay. I just thought that 4-man roster would be disgusting. But I don't know if a month from now, they're not getting, showing.
But again, they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about, okay, what are we doing next?
Well, yes, them. I just mean for me, I just wonder how much bigger of a deal Clay was than I realized, maybe.
So I just, while you guys were on that topic, I was looking through map stats, series stats, a bunch of different things. This is not like a huge issue. They look super comfortable. Their style is working against almost every single team. They got bopped by 2 top lineups in the major. And then the thing, I guess what I'm trying to bring up is you can't have your, like, I'm going to bring up stats just for the AR port. Like, you can't, when you play against these top tier teams, your ARs can't go negative. It might just be something like they need to play, like the ARs just need to play a little bit more selfish. You look at like a lot of the hard points that Dallas is winning, and like super high damage and super high, or I guess like higher KD for your SMG players. Shotzzy and Huke, they're consistently putting up numbers. I think it's a matter of moments where it's like you got to slow down just like a little bit. Not all the time. You want to keep the pace up, but like when there's moments when you're maybe in like an isolated situation, maybe the ARs just need to fucking slow it down and play a little bit more selfish at times. Like that's what I'm getting from looking at map stats and things like that. Like, I don't know. It could be more than that, but like on a raid hard point, I just don't see how both your ARs, if it's a close map, should be having a 0.8 on a raid hard point. Is that stupid to say?
What was that map we casted, Clone? Was it Checkmate versus Toronto? When it was like super close, but like they were, Illey and they won that Checkmate. They won the Checkmate with both 3-man Illey going negative and it basically only being Hook and Shotzzy. Remember, that was just like super weird where Insight was frying.
Well, it could be a product of like, this is super hypothetical. I have no idea what the hell their system is.
Yeah.
But like, just because this is like kind of reaching, but it's also sometimes hard to be an AR when your subs are extremely fast and you're not with them all the time too. So like, for example, like Huke and Shotzzy are extremely fast, extremely aggressive, and also extremely talented. So they get a lot of their kills no matter what. Like we've kind of seen Kyler or Huke just run around the map and just, take over and do what he wants and no one can stop him. But the thing is like, say he has like an average game for him is still really good.
Mm-hmm.
But like now if you're Illey or Krim, sometimes you run into like 1-on-2s or just 1-on-1s in fights that you just need your sub to be alive. Like to help like work with each other, and they're not. And then you die and you get off spawn, and then it's like the same thing if your pacing's off. Like that could be a huge thing for a lot of AR. Sometimes, like I think it goes both ways because the sub needs his AR to look over him too. So it goes both ways. But when your team is not fully in sync, sometimes you see like super talented players, even with an AR, do bad because of the fact that they just don't have their subs there too. Sometimes, like I have no idea if that's the case with them. I haven't watched enough VOD to really know, but I've seen that happen within my own team before, and like other teams. So that could be a thing too, where like maybe they're just not on the same pace. Where Krim or Illey finds himself in like just unkillable situations with an AR, no matter how talented you are.
Yeah,
I don't think we're really going to sit here and say like, hey, like Illey,
they're close.
Doesn't got it. Like I don't want to like drag it there, and I know you're not, but people
they're close.
Hurt him a little bit.
Maybe,
it could have.
I don't know. I haven't. I really haven't.
And what I'm saying, like,
thing that people kind of overlook.
The point I'm trying to make is like
everyone better.
Maybe against certain teams, like bait your SMGs just like an extra time or 2 or 3. Like your ARs need to get like, I don't know. It just based on the stats, they're playing like a really fast style, which is working, right? But it's just like maybe like you rotate to a fucking. You're trying to break B-ball hill. Like, let your SMGs go an extra time before you start sprinting along. You get what I'm trying to say? It's like little things like that where it's like, yo, I'm freaking strafing this lane. Like, you run first. I'm not going to trade this time. I'm going to hold down whatever spot, like an extra time, like slow down for a second and be an AR for a little bit more. I think that's kind of maybe what they're missing sometimes. Like,
well, yeah, they're playing really fast, and then they're playing other teams that can keep up with them and outdo it, and they're losing. Right?
Yeah.
That's like when Hook and Shotzi can't get that extra 2-piece because they're going up against Temp and Abizi or a really hot Kleenex and Bance. This is kind of what happens, or what could happen.
Like,
well,
go ahead.
Well, I was looking at and I don't know how much this matters, but I don't know what you guys consider like the most important stat, but I feel like damage obviously is up there, I would think. I just found it interesting that Prim over this weekend did the most damage for their team.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about a team like Faze, Alex the lowest. I mean, it's a Abizi leading the way. So
the pacing
like,
thing.
Alec is not the highest. I have to look at every single team, but I wonder if that's like a weird thing where Krem's like kind of leading in damage. I don't know how much we haven't really used damage a ton, but
right.
I just saw it was completely flipped from Faze, which maybe that's not a good example, but
I mean,
I might look at it.
I think as the year goes on, or even throughout stage 3, like if that like stat trend continues, because it'd be a clear difference to other teams.
There's another team to like check. Like, should I check like Ultra maybe? I'm just curious, like
maybe
if there's like a trend at all, and they're different. I'm looking at trends, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like trends.
I think that's.
I'm curious.
I think it's important. Like every team has a different style, right? But if you can find a team that's like similar to your style and compare, like, you know, I don't know. It's interesting to me. Again, Empire's right there. They're a really good team, and I just like. It's little things that I'm talking about. Like legit individual gunfights will take a 0.8 KD to a 1.0 in a hardpoint.
Yeah.
Like 3 rounds could change Illey's 0.77 or whatever it was up to a 0.9. And that could be absolutely like series changing in some scenarios, right? It's just like.
It's fucking different for every team, dude.
That's what you need to do. That's the little things that it takes at this level, though, is I guess my point. So can they keep improving? I think they were trending upward in S&D. That's a thumbs up, right? I
think they feel probably pretty good about
You're
that.
not really worried about it. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think they know they got out of that Røkkr series with a miracle.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Well, I think like a lot of teams
let's talk Røkkr
feel
then.
that way. Like,
absolutely.
Going to Røkkr, like Røkkr, you know, you got to be disappointed maybe you didn't go further, but like your hardpoint got better. I feel like that's just enough to take away there. Like we've all said, if they can just improve that a little bit, they're going to make runs. And now can they find that balancing act with it? But dude, I feel like for almost all teams, like who left that is just pissed? Like maybe Gorillas, Paris, obviously, like some of Ravens lower end teams, but like when you go from like maybe 1 through 8, 1 through 7, like a lot of those teams, like even if you lost, like you definitely saw improvements in places. Like most did, at least. Especially Røkkr, dude. I don't know. I like this Røkkr team a lot. I do. I love casting them. I would cast every fucking Røkkr match forever because every time I cast them, it's insane. I would literally just be a Røkkr. I'd move to Minnesota and be a Røkkr caster.
You're an idiot.
Dude, their
you wouldn't move to Minnesota.
No way.
No shot.
But like, they just always have crazy games, bro.
So looking at Røkkr's run through the tournament, that the winter bracket series could have gone either way. We talked at length about that. Then we obviously saw what happened, Røkkr versus Optic Chicago. That was absolutely insane. We saw the accuracy lineup situation. Like,
you guys watched that back a bunch of times?
Yeah, I watched it like 10 times.
Fucking absurd.
So
I didn't even realize when we casted it because it was so, dude, it happened so fast, bro. I didn't realize it was an ace. I thought at first when he lined them up, I thought it was 3. He killed Envoy and then lined up 2 at first. Yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, that was 3. Like, it all like, fuck, dude, it's just like, it happened so fast. It was like, holy shit. Like my brain was about to explode.
Let's talk about the play because that was like the talk of the match, right? Everyone's like, oh, so unlucky. Why is Envoy doing that? That first kill.
Well, stack I get can happen. The push, I mean, if he pushes and kills him,
probably. But it's a 1v1.
But no, I don't think he should have. But if he wins it, I mean, probably wins the round.
He's had a lot of those rounds recently. big time, where he's
did he
getting caught
tweet?
by himself.
He
There was a
tweeted
lot
something.
happening of that on Express. I remember casting him. He's been caught out quite a bit, and I think it's one of those things where he always wants to be the one to make the play. He likes to like maybe overstretch a little bit to try to get
That's
to
like
a
he's saying.
position.
That's the thing. We always hype it
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Like, he's
yeah.
a playmaker, like,
But like I think at times he overstretches to those positions, um, and try to get to that corner. And then further upon that, a lot of people are like, why are they double stacking that corner? A lot of teams actually double stack in phone booth because when that player flies out of S keys, they don't usually expect to. The problem is that accuracy's nade hit formal, so he slid. So he was weak. And then I think someone else was weak from the attached gunfight. And then Dashy doesn't want to shoot his teammates.
no one could shoot. Yeah, no one could shoot was the problem because like what?
Like chat, a couple of your some of the takes in chat is like that's not the time to catch a timing. I don't care. It doesn't matter
really
where people play. It doesn't matter.
People are trying to make
you're trying to make excuses about it. It was stupid
for their favorite team, and that's okay.
And we see like
dumb.
I'm using this situation to I guess make a bigger point. We see it a lot in S&D where you do risky shit to get numbers or you get map positioning. As soon as you take something that you shouldn't have gotten, that you don't have to do more. We see it all the time. You get an advantage in a round.
The lower staircase there, they win, right? Like
they could have done obviously a lot of different things.
Fucking anything else they win. If he ran to the other side of the map for 10 seconds in fucking circles and came back, they win.
Yeah.
Like literally anything but that.
And we see it from a lot of teams, not just them. The luck of the lineup. Yeah.
I think he's a smart fucking player. I love Envoy. Like as a player, I fucking love casting him. He seems like a good kid. He's hungry, but I think his brain shut off in that moment.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
crazy though. I can't believe and the fact that it was accuracy and the fact that it was the same sort of lineup situation. Like how crazy is that? Like what kind of timing? What kind of it's weird.
Everything
bro.
lined up. They
It's
double played
weird.
the corner for the flank. Formal just slid because he was weak, and it just was like Formal was weak, and they just kept shooting. I think Dashy was the last one and was like, well, I'm not going to shoot my teammates. That's what I'm thinking in that spot, right? Like, you're not going to kill your teammates.
The last tweet I had to accuracy was after that Miami. The last tweet I officially had to him was, whatever you're last alive, I think you're winning the round. And then he pulls out the dumbest fucking... I mean, I hate how there was also that mentality that, like, it couldn't be both. And the same thing applies to, like, the Faze playing poorly and Toronto playing good. People are idiots. But, like, it can be a clutch and also a misplay. Like, Optic choked. They made a misplay. But you can't say Lamar didn't clutch. I saw all these responses like, don't say ice. Like, don't say this. Like, what, man? There are a lot of people in that moment that fucked that up. 100%. I know it looks so simple, but there are a lot of people that somehow fucked that up. I don't know. It's a clutch. It's a fail. It can be both.
I mean, the guy clutches a lot.
He
does.
really does.
That was his first fucking clutch.
Yeah, that wasn't like a. I mean, of course, that there was a lot of luck that lined up into that clutch specifically.
Yeah,
but he does that a lot. He when he's the last alive, he has a lot of crazy moments. Just what it is.
Yeah,
crazy.
But I just feel like
I
don't know. People always have to have an ultimatum of something. Things don't have to be mutually exclusive. It can be both. Don't be dumb.
I mean, a lot of the times a clutch is both. Because
100%.
You don't 3v1 anybody without them choking it because usually they played some stupid ass gunfight.
Guess what? A lot of times when the team has only lost one match all year and is the heavy favorite loses, it's usually a little bit of both. That's how fucking things work. Usually how it is.
It's just
the number of tweets I got from Alec. Alec tweeted like, "Our teamwork was embarrassing." And I replied and said, "Seemed like something was off. Get back to work." Blah 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 blah. My mentions were just like, "You dick riding Faze fuck like." How dare you make excuses for them and discredit Ultra? I'm like, I'm not discrediting Ultra at all. I'm so happy for them. They played incredible. It was amazing. That doesn't mean the Faze.
I would be the first to tell you, and I'm the Atlanta Faze coach that Ultra played amazing.
Joe and I were watching, and Joe was just like, "What the fuck are they doing?" He said that 10 times. Why'd you do that?
I said it more than 10 times.
I'm sure. And like, dude, I don't know. It's just this mentality that it has to be one or the other.
Are you getting triggered by fans that are trying to trigger you?
No, I know.
It's the same old thing. Yeah, they're in your head.
Okay. Yeah, but back to Røkkr.
Okay, back to Røkkr, and there's just like one more. Like, it's not. This is a bigger point. Like, not talking about the round 11, whatever the lineup, whatever. Mm-hmm. The amount of S&D situations where it just speaks to the tendency. you get your advantage, and then they go for more. There's teams are so greedy, and there's times to do it. If you're down 2-4, maybe you like. I don't mind a player making a risky play to go for an extra kill. You know, like I don't mind that. But when it's like in these super tense scenarios, I just like it's just the wrong way to play. I don't know what's going on. I swear I see it so often where it's like 4-4 in a search. A team gets a first blood. They get the bomb plant. They're in a perfect scenario, quote unquote, right? If you're watching a VOD, you pause it. There's no way they could fuck this up, right? And then someone just goes for something extra. Like, I'm not crazy, right? You guys are watching the same shit I'm watching?
You mean
All the
like
time?
teams this year? Oh yeah,
Like,
Joe wants
dude.
to vomit after. He doesn't say what on broadcast, but he says to me, but it's very violent and mean.
Why is this happening so much? Is it the switch to 4s? It has to be, right? Like, it has to be.
He's so sexy when he's angry. You have no idea.
Okay.
He's so sexy when he's angry. He gets so sassy. He's like, "Ugh,
Are you gonna talk about the point? Or are you gonna be aroused by Joe? We all are. We just have to say it all the time.
Because Joe can break it down. I'm just letting you know that Joe getting frustrated with that happening all the time. Pretty sexy.
It's happening a lot, man. I mean, it's happening a lot. It really is. I don't know. One play that stands out to me a good amount of times. Just for example, with their defenses did it a lot. I think Minnesota did it. Faze did it in the final. They would get a first blood on defense, and accuracy would stay B. Cellium would stay B. And instead of just backing up in 4v3, retaking the lower bomb site and giving it up, he would die. The bomb would get planted. It's a 3v3 retake. At that point, it's a 50-50, depending on timing. It's like there's just so many things where someone is overstaying a position. Same thing I talked about all year. It's okay to give a bomb plant, and teams have gotten better at it. Like, it's not the end of the world. You can let someone plant the bomb. Like, if anything, as a defensive player, that makes things easier because you have a general idea of where they are going to be holding a position from. And it happened a lot. It's been happening a lot, but like Express stood out to me this week. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely a thing, and coach has got it. Crowder's got it, dude.
It just bothers me when it's fundamental stuff. Like, that's super annoying to watch. These players are so goddamn smart and good, and like when it's just like a simple teamwork thing, like that's the stuff that just was lashing out. I was like, dude, what was that? they do something.
I see plays like that, and I see Cellium stay alive at the blue van and raid for 10 hours. I'm like, how do you kill this guy? And then and then I also see MC do that. I'm just like, whew, that's one Chris is writing down.
Like, players will do such crazy shit to get an advantage, and then their brain turns off and they piss it away. That's the stuff that drives me nuts. So supremely talented people and players, and then it's just like, okay, like 4v3 retake, and you probably just win like 80% of the time. I don't know what the stat is, but like, you know, you right. And instead they're like, no, I'm going to linger here and take a fight that I don't need to take. And it's a 50-50 one-on-one with how good every single player is in this league. And, I got timing fucked. Shit.
But it's not even that. Like, you're hoping to kill one because if you're running into 3, like they're going to 3 hit you out.
Yeah.
So you're hoping you get the first kill and hope it's a 3v2 because you're probably getting traded.
Like,
I'm watching Chris relive the final. You guys kept saying all this shit, and Chris is just like, fuck.
But it wasn't just them. Like, Rokkr did it a good amount on defense too. Like, actually in the elevator, like,
it's not just one
elevator
team.
It's not to me. Yeah, like there's some of these rounds that you're just like, it's okay, just back away, just leave. And no, you're 100% correct.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Rokkr looked good, man. They get the crazy win versus Optic, right? And I, like, based on that momentum from that alone, I thought they were going to come out, like, really, really good versus Ultra.
Just a reset, right? A night reset.
The social media guy just fucked them, dude. Unfortunately,
is that what it was? Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Unfortunately, he lost in the series. No, we were joking about that in our like group DM because I don't know if you saw Ant. Ant got into it with like Blackbeard, the 100 Thieves social media guy, and he was basically tweeting like that he thought that that like a social media guy could like fuck over a team. And everyone was just like, what, man? Like, what? Like, imagine our keys to victory. Like, social media guy to take map too. Like fucking. But like he was like dying on the hill, and then Nate came in and said, "What did he say? Like lay
Put
out
down the
Henny."
heady, bro.
It was so
Wait,
good.
he was
Explain the
actually
tweet.
saying like
What happened with
Well,
he
what
was actually
happened?
saying that tweet costed them.
Well, he was saying, so we'll get into the Rokkr tweet in just a second, but he was saying basically that when United that one that made fun of Optic on Halloween, then they lost the major. He was saying like Rokkr are fucked now because they tweeted, and he was like, "No, I mean it. Like if a team tweets, like you're gonna fuck your team over." And then Nameless was like, "Fucking what, man?"
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's insane. Yeah, no, it's
but
insane. But well,
to be
the Rokkr
fair
tweet,
though, like those tweets by your organization are annoying as shit.
I get
Just
that.
to be
but,
very
like,
honest, like
yeah.
There's no way any
'Cause
player's like, yeah, that was
no-
dope.
I
You
mean,
don't
bro,
get
No
gunned
shot.
into control though because the
I
fucking
said
tweet.
no. Obviously, that has no outcome to do with it. That's not even an argument. But like, I will say one thing. It's like, I mean, I guess it's slightly an argument, but it's just there's already pressure enough on the players to win. Let alone there's sometimes like player beef between players. You know, just like I'm sure there's some shit talk that goes on.
Yeah.
I don't need my org tweeting some dumb shit. I don't know. It's pretty simple to me. Like I like. There's a difference between playful stuff and like funny stuff, and then like shit like that. I don't know.
See,
So I don't think that affects the match, obviously, but like I think that shit's annoying as a player. At a time, when I was on Faze, if Faze tweeted that, I would have texted the people from Faze and been like, "Yo, what the fuck was that? Please delete that."
So I see why a Minnesota player would be annoyed. I see why some will be annoyed. Basically, they tweeted out. If anyone didn't see it, Rokkr tweeted out the photo of the players on Optic is they reacted to the loss and said like, "We've witnessed a breakdown" or something along those lines. And
Which is like a meme, and yeah.
Yes, yeah. So first off, I'm going to put it out there that I think the tweet's fine, 100% fine. But I do get why a Rokkr player would be annoyed because you don't want to deal with that shit. And I get why Scump would be upset because you have a right to be upset. You just lost. It's slapping you in the face. I get it. But for me, I guess it boils down to I love all banter and trash talk. I've always viewed this as we're more like the WWE. We're crossing lines. We're a fucking video game where it's goddamn Call of Duty. We're not Major League Baseball. We should have some fucking fun and go. We should cross boundaries, in my opinion. But I don't know. It just didn't bother me. It just wasn't that big of a deal. And but like I like that they tweeted it because then more people will watch. I like that Scump replied because it created this fucking whirlwind of tornado of Optic poo shit that will get more people to watch. The only part I don't like is that Rokkr backed down. They left a little like
if you're gonna go through with it, you might as well go through with it.
Exactly.
For sure. But
they backed down because of the Optic fan base, and
I don't know. I mean, I think there's a difference between like your funny, playful memes and shit, and then just I don't know. Like as a player, if I was a player for Rokkr, I would be fucking pissed off. And I think that says enough to the point where it's like if the own player from I'm pretty sure Attach tweeted like, this shit's getting taken down. I don't know what the fuck this is. But like if that's the case, I think it's a shitty tweet.
I'm speaking as a caster and a fan. Like is
I get it as a
because of that.
As a caster and a fan, I totally understand why it's not that big of a deal. I get it. But at the same time, like I don't know, like if Attach tweeted that, I would be sitting here saying there's not a single thing wrong with that. Because Attach is going to tweet that with his, and he's going to tweet that as a player to player. But like, Rokkr don't need to tweet that. I don't know. Like, I personally think like there's a difference between it and as a player. If your own player is tweeting saying that's basically bullshit, I don't know. It's kind of whack.
It's not that big of a fucking deal. People are soft as shit. Scump drank 4 bottles of wine because of a fucking tweet from an org.
Wait, what?
I'm exaggerating, but I'm saying like he was in his fucking feels that tweet.
Yeah, I mean,
I just think like.
But if you put yourself in his shoes, dude, like, and I get it, kind of comes with the territory. It's also, I mean, bro, the last thing you want to kind of, he probably saw that picture from fans roasting the shit out of him anyway.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I don't know, like
there's
a difference between playful ban between orgs and then a stupid ass tweet, in my opinion. If Attach tweeted that or any of the Rokkr players tweeted that, I would have.
They did it.
It's not that big of a deal.
They did it because it was Optic. They did it because it was Optic. It was gonna get clicks.
But the point to that point though, TeeP, then go through with it.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. Yeah. Like if you're gonna do it, just fucking do it. If you're gonna
do
it,
do it.
If you're gonna be a dick, just be a dick. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Don't be a dick and be like, oh, sorry. Like
you think I'm stupid, Kyrie, in the chat? You're just a soft little bitch. is what that boils down to. It's not that big of a deal.
If this series and that situation happened and the same shot like it was because it was Optic. That
Yes.
they went to
Nothing would
tweeting.
have happened if it wasn't Optic. That's why it fucking annoys the shit out of me. Like no one would have given a
That's
fuck.
why it's annoying.
Yeah.
I feel like if they did that to any team, people would have been annoyed. The players would have been annoyed on any team.
Would it
if
got
they
it-
did that.
Yeah, but here's my thing.
I don't think it would have
okay.
become like a big thing. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Oh, probably
Yeah,
not.
so I had 2 points. Okay, so on some side, it is really weird that they didn't tweet about the match at all. It was literally just that tweet. They didn't tweet the play out. That was really weird.
That's
There was
weird.
nothing else that's saying we advanced. That was really weird. However, on the opposite side, if any other player in the CDL tweets that at an organization, that shit is staying up. The tweet is still live,
Yup.
and it is still up there, and that is a fact. And that's just the way it is. Now, do I think probably social media manager A, B, C, D, and E, and rule number 1 is probably not to do something dumb like that to that fan base so that doesn't happen?
No.
Probably. On the other side of this is also the team that makes funny videos and cheers the teams and roast some players. I know it's some of their friends, but it's the same stuff. The same banter they do. I mean, that's just the way it is. Again, if it's any other player doing the same stuff, tweeting them, tweet is still there.
I mean, I think if they just played the play out, it would have been fine. Honestly,
I agree. No,
Yeah.
it was really, really weird.
It was just poorly executed. It was not
Yeah.
a bad tweet in the sense of like how they could have executed it and actually did it. It was just at least just say we're witnessing like GG's. We were witnessing a breakdown, 3-2, we win, and then play
Yeah.
the play out. That would have been completely different than just like I don't even know the picture, but like with Seth with his fucking hands in his face and the other two, like one of them's not even there. The other two are obviously like fucking distraught. Like I don't know. I just feel like that was just really poorly executed. I don't think the social media guy's in trouble. Like just like all right, whatever, it's fucked up, move on. Like I don't know, but yeah, but I do think if you're gonna go through with like that kind of move, you gotta go through with it though.
It wasn't
Even though I
player.
don't
It
think
wasn't
it was a
player
good
to
one.
player. It was some guy that took a like.
Players
If
get
that was
fined
player
for
to
not as much
player,
as
that would have
Fucking
been
players get
some of the
fined
most
for that
legendary
shit.
shit talk we've ever seen.
Yeah.
If that
What?
was player to player.
You think a player be fined for that? You're fucking out of your goddamn mind.
Wait, you don't think a player? Wait, you don't
Player
think a
would not
player?
get
Would be,
fined. No, this guy
No,
said
no,
players
no.
get fined for not as much as that. Ah, fuck.
no, they don't. No, if hypothetically if Attach or Lamar or someone tweeted that, no one was getting
I
fined.
know, I'm
right?
not hating on Optic. I fucking love Optic. I love Scump. He's like my little ginger sister. But like that whole situation, just I don't know.
A player tweeting
I
it
didn't like how it
changes
went
the
down.
scenario. A social media manager tweeting it. I thought it was, I don't know.
I don't know.
It felt weird to me.
I just
TeeP or
think-
Merk, if TeeP or Merk, both of you, if you guys lost in that fashion and turned on Twitter and saw that,
I mean,
You're-
what do you want me
you're-
to say? I mean, I lost.
Your
I mean,
opinion
I
of me?
dude, I don't know.
I don't think
There's
I'm
no,
bitching at anyone. I mean, what? I mean, yeah, get your
I don't know.
tweets. I mean, that's it. But next time I'm gunning you, I'm gunning you. That's it.
well,
More,
I mean,
more people are
yeah.
gonna watch the match. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, for
And
sure,
Can we
yeah.
get a moment of silence real quick?
For what?
For
For what?
Ozzy H26, not going to lie, my opinion of Maven dropped sharply from this viewpoint. I just want to give him a moment of silence.
Why do you keep
But-
pointing out his skill? Let's point out all the love.
You
dude.
can't let these-
Maven is on fire right now. Nick, shout out to you, man.
Oh no, I just want to let him know.
You can't let these people get to you.
Oh, I'm good. No, I'm having.
There's so many people. So many people say nice things about you. You need to say, hey,
Well, I
that,
just think-
it was nice. Thank you. You know,
I say a large percentage of the population.
you cut out your mic. I'm so happy that cut out. I'm so happy that cut out.
I think a large percentage of the population is very, very dumb. TeeP is what I said.
Yeah, we know this, but like, what you give those people more of your brain power
I have
than
a
the
rage in
ones
me.
that deserve it.
I like to get my rage out. I'm a sassy little bitch. I like the rant, man. I like the rant, dude.
Yeah, I like when you rant, to be honest, because you usually bring up good points, and you like. I feel like you're one of those people that like wants to take the other side. You're like one of those people. You're devil's
No.
advocate. Devil's advocate.
Yeah. I love to bump heads. That's what I do.
Yeah, you're good at it for sure. But yeah, I mean, obviously we saw the tweet go away, and I just like, I don't know. It was like, it all changes because it wasn't the player, and it all changes because they didn't tweet anything about themselves first, and that's what rubs me the wrong.
That was
like,
super weird.
yeah,
that was weird.
that's-
It was weird. We all agree it was weird, and it was dumb.
It was,
I-
the
I agree.
I agree.
execution was a weird one.
Yeah, it was bad.
Okay.
Any comment? Someone said to Hex's response. I don't know. I didn't see Hex's response,
I
so
didn't
I
see
have
that
no
either.
idea.
He ended
No
up like I don't know. In the morning, he was like popping off and going at like
I thought he made a YouTube video about it.
off and like I
Can
don't know.
someone TLDR it real quick and sure.
Dude, I don't even know. He ended up tweeting about like Keem and
Well,
Kozlov and that.
Kozlov said that they were being soft, and then Hex like defended the fact that they weren't.
Yeah, guys, I don't wake up and look at my sub box and watch YouTube videos. That's not what I'm doing.
I saw it on Twitter. I didn't even know there was a video.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
just
the
asking
video
if they hit TLDR it.
Even was tweeting about it. So I think Kozlov just basically called
Oh,
Hex
okay.
for like getting mad at that, and
I
then
thought-
Hex basically responded saying like something, shut up.
I actually thought
Mm.
I thought Puckett's tweet was good about it. What did he somebody tweeted if Call of Duty's getting soft now, we're in trouble or something like that, which I liked it. It's like we're like the edgy ones and we have the trash talk. Like I like that about Call of Duty, that we're not, I don't know, Overwatch or some other polite esport. I want us to get fucking crazy. I just like that part of it. But he like quote tweeted and said, I agree. Like we're not, Call of Duty isn't soft type thing. And
I just understand that they did it for content, but thinks it was a bit disrespectful. Sure.
yeah, sure.
Is that what
It's
he
not that
said?
big of a deal. Yeah, I even agree. It's just not.
All right.
There you go.
Clint, would you want scripted shit talk?
Ew, no, hell no.
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 Open question,
You don't-
but that,
I think we're in a good place. I do think we separate ourselves from a lot of the other esports. And
Let's say Paris
our
beats
players
Florida,
go-
and a player has a scheduled tweet, and he's just talking shit.
I mean, I would love more shit talk if that's what you're saying. Yes,
Yeah.
I would love to push it even more. 100%. I think the single biggest thing that we have over other esports.
I guess by
Is our player-
I
is
don't
our
mean
players,
scripted.
our-
I mean like both, like the players are in on it.
Yes, I think our biggest strength, and I will fight this battle to the death, is our players and their personality.
Mhm.
When you look at other esports, we fucking shit on almost every other esport. When you think of like some of the brands we have and the personalities we have and the characters we have, like it's godlike. It's awesome.
It is.
It's part of why I want to stick with Call of Duty. I fucking love our players. They're crazy little fucks. So like more, I
feel like the league would be
pushing
so
more.
against that though. No?
Yeah, well, if someone at the head of league
Nah,
is thinking
not
against
anymore.
that, then they're ass backwards. But-
What?
I
Like the
don't think
league's
they are.
against that?
No. I don't think they are.
No, is that what TeeP said? Like, do you think the league's against it? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what
it's
I.
asking.
Yeah, do you like would
Or-
the league be against like let's say Optic, this is a purely hypothetical, pure example. The players wouldn't do this. Let's say Optic beats somebody and Seth just tweets out, "Get fucking smoked, pussy," or something. It's just like something like that. For example, like would the league get mad at that?
I don't think so.
Not that I know of. I mean, I've some of the conversations we have been around sort of pushing that a little bit.
I think even just in our own content, like that piece I had about Faze, where they left all my F-bombs in and bleeped them out, like that was not happening a couple of years ago. I know when Joe and I we don't talk about Johanna a lot, the commissioner, but she came over from the NFL, and she's just, I don't know, she's like, it's really intelligent and like kind of gets it, and she seems to want to push the envelope and have more fun and shit. It seems like there's more focus just on, I don't know if fun's the right word. Just,
The point I'm getting
we're playing
at.
a fucking game.
I guess the point, like,
An
what if
M-rated game
all
where
the
you're shooting
players,
each
what if
other.
all the players like just loosened up and they're just like playfully talking shit after every series, or
You
like
definitely can't
every once in a
kiss
while,
the C word.
right? Yeah, we
well,
saw
I
that.
mean,
There's lines,
I-
but like,
I don't know. I mean, if it was scripted, I think that's kind of stupid.
I
But, like,
yeah.
I used the
you just let
wrong
it
word.
fly,
Like
if you let it fly, it'd be awesome.
Like
Well,
everyone
I
was
would-
in
I would
on it,
love
I
to
guess
see
is
people
how
I
I.
mean, it's
talk
flying
people-
on land. I mean, if someone just recorded the land shit talk and tweeted it, yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's definitely
It was
true.
formal said, "You fucking suck. You fucking suck. You fucking suck. You fucking suck."
That
No,
sounds
yeah, if
great.
it's not script, I mean, I don't think you need to script it. To be honest, I
Yeah.
think players talk enough when they want to. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think if it was like not real, I think that's kind of lame. But I think it would be cool, like if there was more of it. Like, for example, talking to that tweet, like, yeah, if that came from a player, that would have been some savage ass shit. But like,
Not scripted,
I
but
don't-
like all the
Yeah.
players are like, "Hey, I'm gonna talk shit back," type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Part of me just wants it to be natural and people do their thing.
yeah, I just
force
like
it.
I like when shit talk is real because
but I
then,
would
they
like
mean
more.
that shit.
I'd be good with more for sure.
I mean, it's probably like, we saw, Faze trying to assassinate Slasher. We all know that was a little personal for the Faze boys, Cell's trying to get his money. And Cell got his money real quick, huh? Yep.
Oh,
About that one.
I forgot what you're talking about. Never mind.
A little
Remember.
pre-match, yeah. Yeah, it's a little personal. That happens.
But that's like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, more of that is cool. Like between teams,
Yeah,
I get
encourage shit talk.
that, but
Yeah. I'm with that personally.
encourage shit talk, not scripted.
And someone said the word I was looking for is like entertainment. Yeah. Not fun. Like I want more entertainment. It
just adds another element, which is
just fun, man. Like players are great. They're characters, man. We should own that shit.
especially it's like some of these new players too. Like, I don't know, it'd be funny if imagine like Venom, like Venom just tweets out like, "These guys fucking suck, dude." Like, and then the vets would be like, "Who the fuck's this kid?" And then it's just like be funny.
What do you
to
think
me.
it's gonna be when we get back to land? I told you online, huh?
Like that'd be super entertaining to me. Like some kid that's never even met these people is just like talking shit. I find that funny. I don't know.
What was Formal's first tweet to land thing? He's like, what do you hold up? I gotta find it.
The shiver down their spine.
Yes, something like that. He's like, people are shaking already, or something like that. Wait, where is it? He was already talking shit on the newbies, basically. Or did he
That's all it's gonna be, dude.
delete that? Cool. I think he deleted it. I swear to God, he had a tweet to it today. I
No,
think
he did. It said like, imagine like reading land and you get like shivers or something down your
Yeah,
spine.
I'm pretty sure he deleted it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, shit, we're good. We're soft as fuck already.
Oh man, looking hilarious. Okay, we talked a good amount of about Optic, right? It's just like the way that they lost. I don't even really know what to even say about like you play that series
It's
back.
still up there, Maven. I guess you're just faded.
Wait, am I blind?
You're
I just went to his tweets and replies and looked at it and went back to. Oh, yeah. I thought he replied to the land tweet from Optics. I was looking in the reply.
It was just like a regular tweet. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You need glasses, old man.
My brain's not very smart.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
I was about to say why would he delete that? Formal definitely would delete that. That's what I was confused.
Yeah, no shot.
No.
He usually says something and it just stays there.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Optic before I move on to Thieves?
Get better at raid or garrison, otherwise you're gonna keep losing.
I think they're fine. I
Joe,
don't know. Yeah. I still think they're really good.
Yeah, I mean they got better at search. That's a good sign for them.
Yeah.
They threw a
Well,
couple of
well,
searches away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still just have this. At least this is my outlook on the team. Like they should just have the confidence in those respawns to play almost anyone on any map, right? Like, maybe at times they're overthinking things. I know this is a talented league, but unless until I see like an Atlanta or a Dallas maybe or some of these other, that's really it. I'm thinking Optic has enough skill to beat them on most respawns.
So like
Change
up their map picks a little bit more. Is that where you're going?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think that's why they like checkmate so much.
Yeah.
Garrison's is they stayed away from Garrison obviously based on scrims and some recent events, but I think it's a map they have to get better at.
I agree with that.
I just think Raid in Moscow, it's really weird for that team. I don't mind the fact that they're playing around fundamentals because that's what those two maps are. And I think there's times for that. I just think if like a Garrison's open, that team should be able to win it. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're
All
still
right.
good.
New look Thieves.
Wait. 10
What?
10 chicken tenders or 5?
10,
And
12,
5.
15.
Good call. I was going 10.
Why'd you even ask us? You had it checked already.
I wanted your input, okay?
You weren't going to put 5. He wasn't ever going to put 5. He just asked that.
if you put 5, there'd be like 20 more of something else in the order then.
Yo, Clint, what's your take on Thieves?
It's amazing to play the game when you don't want to die while you're playing. I bet.
So you're saying they wanted to die when they were playing with...
I think they were miserable. I think that team was fucking miserable. I think Venom probably wanted to go back to Challengers. He wanted to quit and just go play in Challengers. He'd play the Pro League sucks. Send me back there. I'll battle for first place there. Imagine coming into that Slasher, like that's been losing and struggling, and you're Venom, and that's the broken ass team of Slasher you come into. We know how he can be. Venom was probably like, send me the fuck back to Challengers. Like, dude, they were having fun. They were laughing. They were enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
They were loose. I thought it was great to see. I was happy.
That's what we thought. We talked about like before. You know, if they could get rolling, they're just gonna play COD like the way they know how to stick to fundamentals. They wake up shooting well. I was like a little concerned. I was like, oh, they lost to Toronto, but now I'm like, well, they lost to Toronto. It's a good tournament run.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, and what was my question last episode? Remember, like, when do you know if it's like the team or if is Venom a problem? Well, guess what? Venom is actually fucking nasty.
Yeah, look good.
He's not. Yeah, he was the last KD in the league. I was a little bit worried, and then now suddenly he can play when he probably isn't looking over his shoulder. It's 7 fucking slashers.
You're so weird. I thought they were going to suck more than they did, so I was proven wrong. I think they looked really, really good. I think it's a good first look at them, really, because they didn't have a lot of time to practice, and I think they're going to continue to get a lot better.
Yeah, the first 2 round wins are like, that's good.
Yeah.
And then when they beat New York for top 6, that's fantastic. And I think just with the overall in terms of CDL points, how important that was, because that keeps them top 8. Because they were in a position, if they get like last at that tournament, they could be in a really tough spot. But they're still top 6 CDL points wise.
And then like they lost to Ultra, so it's like, what if something else happened? They played another team. Like, how far would they have gone? You know what I mean? So it's like, good first look. You know, it's a massive improvement based on what we were seeing from them before. They're gonna have a lot more time to fine tune a lot of things, right? And then I feel like
Can you believe Kenny can use an AR? Can you believe it? I couldn't believe it.
Kenny's very good at Call of Duty. So yeah. He looked good. Yeah, basically like we had that whole conversation on the previous episode, right? It's just like,
he was frying.
Use an AR or a sub, like figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's just Call of Duty's.
I personally think
now
Kenny has just got to brand himself as an AR from here on out. Just plain and simple. Like I don't think Kenny should be flirting back and forth with subs and ARs. I think he should just use this time here to put his foot down and be like, if you want to play with me, be a good sub player.
Why do you say that?
Is that what he wants to do, you think?
I don't know. I mean, he's wanted to run an AR for the last 3 years, I feel like.
Yeah, because what changed? The fucking slide. Something tells me as cracked as we thought Kenny was in Call of Duty World War II. I don't think Kenny likes being. I don't think Kenny likes this fucking super crack side canceling, fighting fucking a BZ at every corner. Like
he went from Black Ops 4. He didn't want to run a SOG. Then MW, I don't think he really wanted to run an MP5. I think he hated the MP5 for a long time. Then he came into this game. I don't really think he wanted to run the SMG too. Like even in World War II, as crazy as this sounds,
the PPSH was the do it all.
Kenny was no, but Kenny.
Yeah,
was
you were fucking sliding and fucking.
No, dude, Kenny was in here earlier. I don't know if he is. Bro, I used to scrim Kenny, and he was using a goddamn STG. And
he would pick him off. He'd pick him up
every once in a while, and then I would just watch Lamar just get livid because he's like, "Why is my main stuff not running into something?" You know how he goes. So I just think Kenny, dude, in AEW, when Kenny first started, he was fucking disgusting with a bow. Fucking disgusting with a bow. Then he came with the World War II. He was using a sub, which was more of a do-it-all sub, but he was godlike. And I'm pretty sure Kenny pulled teeth to get himself to run a bar and the STG on some of the maps. I remember when they
said my team to run a bar.
Is he in here? Yo,
yeah.
Kenny, tell me if I'm right, because I almost remember this vividly on Valkyrie when that map first came out. TK was fucking ass on it. They were terrible at it. It was their auto veto, and every time we would scrim them, Kenny would randomly all of a sudden kill me twice with a bar, and I'm like, wait, he's running a bar now, and it would be the third bar on the map. And I think Kenny was just like, yo, we suck at this map anyway. I'm gonna get my AR in time in now. He was
just trying to. It was the perfect moment to pull it out.
I'm pretty sure that was a thing. Kenny would always try and sneak in an AR would tweak and be like, what the fuck is my main stuff doing? And put it away, and then he would put it away.
I remember BO4 too. like he'd grab an ICR or he'd use an
Yeah,
extra ICR.
He has the talent to be a demon, but doesn't really naturally want to be a demon.
But so even that though, when I coached him in Black Ops 4, like every time he'd pick up an ACR, or if it was a 3 ICR thing for something we were doing, he was stellar at it.
He's first to volunteer. He's like, I'll do it. I swear.
Yeah.
And he just takes this time into his career, in my opinion, and just puts his fucking foot down and says, listen, if you want to play with me, you will run my sub, and I'm running the main AR, because I think he can compete with the best of the best in the AR world.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, at this point, just make the goddamn switch and make people play around you. You're good enough to do it. You don't, like, there's been 3 games in a row where it didn't seem like he had, like, running the sub. So it's like, all right.
Well, and
that's not good for other ARs because not a lot of spots already.
No, seriously, but what did I say last episode? It's easier to slow down than it is to speed up. Kenny's very, very talented, and now if you put him on the AR role, he's going to be incredible. And like, I think with him doing that, I think he should have people playing around him. I think Kenny is too talented right now to keep going back and forth with this goddamn role crisis.
well, and it feels like
they are, and
Thieves.
you're too talented to have people not playing around you.
Just don't change your
One
fucking
thing,
name again.
like seeing.
What did Joe want to say something though? Joe, what were you trying to get in?
Well, I was just gonna say LA Thieves with the bench of slot, like you're a guy now. Like your team is built around him. That's your guy. That's your star.
I mean, it has to be now.
Has
If
to
you're,
be.
if you're not going to go with Austin, it has to be.
I do gotta say, with the amount that Kenny YYs, it's so funny seeing it with a fucking Krieg.
I fucking hate it.
It's really funny to watch. This dude, I remember watching Checkmate, and this motherfucker slide with a Krieg, and he just like beams the guy off a box. I'm just like, dude, what? Like, stop.
He's a sub player in like an AR's brain. I don't really know what he is. He's something new.
I can't
He's something
stop,
new.
dude. I used
He's
to be
like
the same
twisty,
way.
twisted,
I
dude.
spam that shit, bro. I spam
Dude,
it.
like,
When I'm clawing,
I get why.
spam it when I'm clawing, dude. That's all you do is
Okay,
you
there's
hit that button when
YYing,
you're clawing, bro.
There's YYing, and then
All
there's like
you do.
there's like the next level of Y. It's just like, dude, you're mid gunfight and you're I don't know.
You know, I've watched Kenny in the middle, like mid slide YY, like while challenging someone. I'm like, there's no need to do the YY there. But
Dude,
okay,
you're cracked, bro. We get it.
yeah, that's what he does, bro.
Dude, it's funny.
We need him
Alright.
to lose like a round 11 1v1 by doing it, and then it'll fucking stop.
Yeah,
Well,
seriously.
Also,
no,
Kenny, you ever change your fucking name again? You're out of the league.
okay. I'm sure Kenny.
didn't
Kenny's
think
had
Quavo
moments
once.
where he's lost some important gunfights already. That he probably knows where it's,
No, he definitely has.
it's
He
just a habit.
definitely has. I think we watched some this weekend where he definitely got
Yeah,
caught.
final of a tournament, game 5, round 11. I want him to get fucking smoked.
He's gonna-
I'm sure Cap's sitting there like, can you fucking stop?
Yeah,
Like,
Cap's
I'm sure
fuming.
Cap freaks out. Like, I'm gonna break your controller.
Black Ops 4 team, dude. Every once in a while, if he would have died YYing, I'd be like, dude, like, is there anything? Like in my mind, I'd be like, is there anything that makes you stop doing that? But at
That's funny.
the same
Alright.
time, he also does really well most of the maps, though.
We love you, Ken. You're fucking nasty, dude. So great first
They look
showing.
good.
First showing from Thieves. Like, they lost to Ultra. Ultra was on a tear. Like, nice. Thumbs up. They look better. They need
Did
more
they stick
time.
with the roster?
I
Probably.
saw
Yeah,
them
you gotta stick with
smiling,
it.
and I was happy.
Yeah.
They were smiling and having fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Some like, I think the
And-
players on that team just kind of needed that too.
Well,
You get in a rhythm.
yeah.
You start vibing.
And I feel like I really was like, I wasn't even trying to like go at Slasher so much. I love Austin. He's a beast. He'll be back in the league. But I just that environment and what it was, it just had to have been tough. Like, he's been on top so long. Been
Well,
online. He's a guy that won every year. Like, I don't know. I just know that environment had to suck. But he'll be
With the
back.
land
He's a beast.
rumor, I wouldn't be surprised if we
Yeah, I
see.
saw his tweet.
back.
He's like,
Yeah.
We'll see.
So we talked Thieves. Let's talk New York real quick. So I guess you guys want to talk about the Hydra, little Hydra action. Go, Joe.
Hydra Sib, right? It's Hydra Sib now, supposedly. The new rumor is
yeah.
sibilance. They want to buy him out. Yeah, Hydra, they're doing it. You have to. You got 6 out, right? Out of the tournament? Yeah, bop. Double
Yep.
bop.
Bop, bop.
I mean,
You called.
so okay. Let's start the Hydra thing. What, you probably bring him in for Mac or Diamond, which would make sense. It's about time. You didn't get the success you were going to get with the old roster. The Sib thing to me just says we want a total revamp and we need to fight fire with fire. Like, they felt that they were being out talented against the top teams, and you are picking up demons.
Sibilance
That is
really
it.
Well, what did I say when we first talked about this? That I thought it came down to whether Clay thought that team could win. I said I did not think that team could win. That's the only reason I ended up like kind of agreeing with Joe, because I did not think that 4-man roster could win a tournament. And now they're, I think, accepting that, and they're
I think we saw
overall it.
Yeah, I think we saw their ceiling in Major 1,
Yep,
and it wasn't a win.
It
And
reminded me
Totally
of like Rokkr of last year.
Totally agree.
yeah, we saw their floor in Major 2, and the floor is too low, and the ceiling's not high enough.
To be fair, though, in Major 1, they also did lose early, and they almost lost to Florida, and they reverse swept them. They were a team of giant swings where they would go on winning streaks, and then they would have losing streaks. Like it was like 8 map wins in a row. Then they would lose some in a row. But I mean, I kind of feel for Diamond because I think he's been playing pretty well. If the Sib thing does happen.
What about Clay's tweet though too? I mean, I need to scroll back and find it, but when he was kind of tweeting out about his mental health and stuff after they lost, and what do you say? Just really down on my mental health, combination of being dropped, Tommy retiring, COVID, not seeing my family and friends, not having the outlets I normally do, just the whole clusterfuck of things I've really struggled with lately. Might need to take some time away. Now,
Okay, well,
I don't think that he
that's
will.
retirement, and I think what he means by outlets is like he would go to festivals and concerts and stuff. And with we're all people are dealing with that.
So you don't think it could be him stepping away and taking a break type thing?
No, that is to me.
I don't either.
I just need a weekend away.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
what that means to me. I need to see my friends and families. Like that's what that is. My major outlets. You know, an outlet for you, Clint, might be eating 10 chicken fingers. An outlet for Chris might be working out. An outlet for T might be going on for a run.
Do you not think anyone might have interpreted that way? Because I think it could have been like
No,
the way he said it,
I
especially with Tommy,
personally
especially with
don't.
like Tommy stepping down.
Because he
like,
talks about the outlets. I don't think so.
And just
Okay.
knowing how he is, like, I feel like someone in his position, you can't take a time off for like he's
Really
old,
can't.
he's the oldest player, right? Like that's showing that I just feel like it's a bad look. So I read it the same way where it's like he just needs like he's in his feels because they got double bopped, right?
Well, yeah, and dude, the situations he's been has been horrible.
Yeah,
It
he's been
like,
put through the
this guy
mental
just
ringer.
wants a home. This guy wants a home, dude. Like he just wants to wake up and play with his teammates, build a system, and not have to worry about who he's playing with.
I
Like,
think that was him just kind of in his feelings, and I think he completely deserves to be there. Like and the amount of like you could see the stress in like some of the other series. Like he's really trying to get the other guys on the team to like do like maybe that all just kind of mentally caught up with him because he was playing really, really well, and then all of a sudden maybe he just like hit a wall mentally. But you can't be that guy
right?
all the time. You cannot be the guy calling the shots and doing this and doing everything perfectly and trying to balance everything else in your regular life. Like it's just a lot. It was probably just a lot for him. Like I don't know.
Can I say something about Clay real quick that I thought of the other day that I thought was really kind of cool? So he's one of the longest standing players, right? I think I tweeted to Sonny, so I don't know. Maybe we'll saw it, but like he's part of that Complexity dynasty. He was on Optic, obviously, which was huge for him at the time. But like, it's kind of crazy. What's going to define him? Like him as a player in his career at the end, it's not going to be that.
No,
it's going to be the bounce backs, man. Like with fucking United and with Empire and with who am I missing? I think I'm missing another team, or is it United Empire?
Faze, maybe, I don't know.
No, even Faze. Like I don't think no, but I'm not really sure. Oh, Denial is just forgetting. I don't think like Faze, Optic, and Complexity is like what defines him. It's like the back half, like the bounce backs. They get dropped, find a fucking team, win a world championship. Like I don't know. I think it's interesting. Like because you think about how crazy his career was in the first half, but I just think what will define his career the back half.
Well, I think
bounced back after getting fucked.
I think it's very impressive because we always talk about eras of Call of Duty and stuff, but I think it's very impressive because like my thing is it's not always about like age makes you worse. Like people always ask me that question in my chat, and like to see him play from Call of Duty 4 till now and still be in the league is pretty impressive in its own sense. And like, you could always try and use the argument of like, oh, his brand or this, but he won a world championship last year, multiple tournaments last year. He didn't play the best this major, but he played really good last major. Like he's still here and he's still playing well. So like, I think that's the most impressive part for me with him is like how long he's been around through the earlier talent to now probably the most talent we've ever seen in Call of Duty history. like plain and simple. Like this is the hardest time to be a professional Call of Duty player, and you can't say it otherwise, in my opinion.
Yep.
And so that's like impressive in its like sense. But going back a little bit, I mean, you also have to put in Clay's mind. It's very easy from the outside in, not being Clay, to be like, like, oh, you're in a really good spot, yada yada yada. But like, think about it from Clay's mind. He has been now a 3-time world champion, right? 3.
Yeah, well, he had drop from Faze,
yeah.
1 champs with Denial, drop from Denial, 1 champs with United, drop from United,
Yeah.
1 champs with Empire,
Okay,
drop
so
from United.
he's a 3-time world champion, multiple other shit in there as well in his resume, obviously. And look at his team on New York. This is no discredit to Mac and Diamond. Asim's been playing great, but Asim's still like earlier into his career too. It's like you would think at a point like, with all those things on his resume that he wouldn't be stuck playing with people that he might just not feel are like 100% ready to be like, straight up champions yet.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
rookies.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, that's just what it is. Yeah.
So, and like I mean, this is all me kind of reaching here, but imagine if you have a couple bad days of practice, Joe, and like you're Clay in that situation. It's probably super annoying sometimes. Like
This isn't the team that he wanted.
yeah, exactly. Like you're too far along your career to be dealing with some of the mistakes. This is in his mind that are probably not something he should have to say.
Dude,
But
the guy woke up for a year knowing that 3 of his teammates were playing S&D tournaments until 6 in the morning, and he was
Yeah.
watching movies
Well,
and going to
Clay
sleep.
is-
That's a great
sure
feeling.
Clay has not been in the best mental state just alone with that. Like it's got to be super frustrating. And what TeeP said, he is supposed to be that guy, and I'm sure he hasn't been that guy all year because it's very hard to be that guy 100% of the time, all the time. And I think, yeah, it probably just wore him down a little bit, especially with everything going on. Yeah,
And-
not being able to really get to the outlets. What Joe said, yeah.
And again, different. You guys can attest to this too. When you're focusing so much on everyone else, eventually that's going to knock your own gameplay. It is what it is. You only have so much mental power, right? I don't know. I think it's more like he tried it out. They got thrown into a unique situation. Wasn't able to play with Hydra. Wasn't able to play with Zuma, right? And then so like they made it work, and I give them a lot of credit. I think Asim comes in and he's like way better than what a lot of people thought he was going to be. Like Asim's been fucking crazy good, right? So he like
Nasty.
yeah,
Props to him, by the way, because he was dealing with a lot.
yeah.
Well, yeah, he's been dealing with a lot of stuff and still been playing incredible. And
I
this
really
entire-
wanted them to do well because,
Yeah.
like, I just felt for him. Just
Yeah,
mentally dealing with a lot.
Asim is one of the best people you'll ever meet, man.
Yeah.
Like I say that like from being his friend. He's one of the greatest people on this earth. He's such a good dude. So I mean, I was happy to see him, play well, and it's something that like almost I expect because I don't think there's many people in the league that can play at Asim's pace.
Yeah.
I like and do well. I really don't. Like I always talk about how much easier it is to slow down than speed up. I don't think people can do what Asim does. I think there's very few, and I think he's super like important to that team. I don't know.
Whoever said people are overreacting, New York had one bad event. It's like, yeah, but like no one here and no one on this planet believes that team's winning an event. And if you do, all right. But like if the goal is to win events,
You can go back and watch our previous episodes. Like
team's not doing it.
we talked a lot about this
Hey,
too.
GM Joe, we
GM
had
Joe.
from New York a month ago.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
we were talking about them changing after getting third. So if you don't think we're thinking that now, they didn't win a map.
It just depends on how you think about it too. Are you happy with your team just like being like 3rd to 6th place? Some might be. Like I'm keeping it real. But
Maybe there's a few, but
I don't know. No one's ever gonna say that. I don't know. Like
no, I'm sure there's a few players that wouldn't really care as much as they act.
Ain't
But-
the players though, right? It's the owners who.
But
put
I
up
was gonna
the
say if I'm putting $1 million,
You got a spot in New York. You better be fucking in New York. You got to be going fucking W.
you want to win.
Let's
The only person I feel bad for in this whole thing, if this happens, is I don't know how official everything is I feel bad for Mac.
Hmm.
So I feel like Mac got thrown into a really weird situation, like with the sub and all that stuff, and like he hasn't been playing his best in my opinion. I think Mac's super talented. I think he's a little bit better than what we've seen this year, but I just feel like Mac has just been in a really rough situation.
like Venom, kind of like not in a good spot.
Well, no,
not
he
a
just
good
had to play a
role,
different spot. I
He
mean,
just had to
Mac
play, like, a
was
different
on the team to
spot.
do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, like he kind of got picked up last year to win an event and like be the guy, and he was that guy, and they won. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then like this year, he kind of had to take the back seat pretty quickly, and usually that's not how it works. Like a lot of times when you're that guy, you kind of stay that guy for a little bit. So if he gets replaced, I would feel bad for him. But
If
at
that's the
same time,
case, like
this is
that
happening
dude,
to him, so.
if that's the case, so like he's getting replaced, like he needs another shot somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think he either needs another shot somewhere, or if he doesn't get it, New York.
I think you get it personally.
This new New York team can also not work.
yeah,
And having
true.
someone as talented as Mac to come and take someone's spot again isn't bad. So it's not
Get back to France, Hydra.
okay, but yeah,
It's
you
just
know,
like,
like
what?
it's not having him around is super important for New York. But as a player, I don't know Mac very well, but it just sucks to watch any player have to sit back on the sidelines and watch. That's no fun for anyone. And I think he's really talented.
He was doing what he thought the team needed. Like,
Yeah.
Let's talk Surge. Let's talk Surge. Throwing the bracket up real quick. We are already at 2 hours and 5 minutes. Holy smokes. Bang.
Oh, we're about to. Yeah.
We're zooming. Surge, let's look at this. They beat Florida 3-1. Then they match up versus Optic and they lose 1-2-3. I guess I have to admit, I've watched a lot more Surge gameplay than a lot of other teams. It's like, I don't know why. There's something about this team where I just feel like the individual potential for these guys is nuts. And I feel like they're really, really getting there. I feel like they have a good system. They're getting Pristini in spots where we're starting to see like prime Pristini, right? Gunless is playing pretty well. We just maybe they just matched up versus an Optic team a little bit too soon. How many times can I keep saying this though? Like how many opportunities did they get? What do you think, Joe?
They're getting better. I mean, if you look at the map set though,
but is it enough?
I think they vetoed horribly. I don't know why you are playing
I agree.
Checkmate Search versus Optic.
Let me pull that up.
Played them.
Totally agree.
They played them versus on Checkmate and they lost 6-2. It's the same result here. They won their hardpoint, right? They won raid. They went up 1-0 and they lost Checkmate. I don't know why that was left open against Optic, especially when the other choice probably would have been Moscow, which you just had gameplay to watch against Optic and they lost. Secondly, they're like 0-7 on raid control.
That's the one. This one, chat. Pulled it up.
I think they are, I believe, 0-7 in official matches against them, or just in general on that map. So they got to figure out control. I think if they can figure out control, they can be a very tough team to beat. But they're 0-6 on that. They're 0-1 on Checkmate. They're 3-3 on Garrison. So they're not playing Garrison. So you got to figure out the other two.
Mm-hmm. Like
that's really it. But I liked what I'm seeing. They're getting better. They're improving. Pristini's a beast. Gunless is, I think, really starting to hit form. But didn't like the map vetoes.
I have loved seeing them get better. I think there is a big part of me that roots for them, considering how last year went. And even though Sam can be a little shit, he's one of the best ARs of all time, and he hasn't been able to really do that. Pristini, it's been awesome to see him get better. This team is improved. I fucking love it. But sort of like I was saying with New York, I don't think they can win shit.
Everybody else is getting better, right? That's just it.
Yeah, and I don't even know what I would do exactly, but like if you have, and this isn't the knock Pristini or Looney. I mean, they're great players, but like Gunless in form is sometimes considered top 5 player in the game. Octane in form is a lot of times considered 1 or 2 at AR. I feel like you have some pieces where you should be a contender, and I don't know that I'm convinced they can be. But like, I don't know. I feel torn because I love the improvements. I love to watch them. I fucking want this team to do well so badly. I just don't know like what their ceiling is. I don't know. And I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope they fucking go out and win an event. I do, but I'm not convinced.
Like you see what other teams are doing. You see how other teams are improving. I like at what point, like I give them like half. I would give them like half a stage 3. You know, let them play the first couple matches. If they come out and they're getting wins, like cool, right? Let them rock. But like, you can't just.
And whoever in the chat said Octane's been good. What do you mean? I don't mean Octane's been bad, but like Octane's usually winning tournaments. This is a guy that wins tournaments, whether it's with LG or 100 Thieves or whatever. Like, he should be on a contender. Like, I feel like I guess I get frustrated because I feel like Octane's like and gunless in a way, like just because they're sort of the superstars is why I'm focusing on them. But like they're like in their prime. They should be battling Faze in the final.
And then I love Danny, right? I love Looney, but like Max on the table potentially. You know, you talk, I don't know. And then Danny is someone, I know this from like just talking to him and teaming with him. Like he is coach potential for sure. I think Looney is one of those guys where
Oh yeah,
he is smart. He's a smart dude. Like he knows this fucking game, right? So I'm just saying, I don't know. Like, are they gonna win? No, they're not. They're getting better. I think they have really good potential to maybe get like a top 4 or something, right? But is that it? Is that what you're going for? I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of give them a little bit longer, just see what happens. But
Because the improvements, I feel like you kind of have to. But
yeah,
but
Give
if
them a
like,
little
really
bit
good
longer.
players become available, though,
yeah. Fact is, though, they're 11th in CDL points. Well, I mean, they're only 20 points back from 8th. But you know that it has to be on your mind. Come major 3, major, stage 4 and 5 are left, and then the pressure's on. You get top 8. I mean, that's just it. It's a fact. So they got better. So we'll see what happens.
They did get better. It was just like not enough showing. Like again, if they get thrown into like if their first couple of matches for stage 3 are tough ones, like you go down, I don't know, like 0-2 again, for example. Like I don't know.
well, Looney and Nubsy, no. I mean, I Nubsy's out the door if I have Looney as an option, or he could be his assistant, or like carry his chalkboard around. I don't know.
I guess
Nubsy, I love you, but like
It
Looney, I feel like Looney be a very good coach. I really
he'd
do.
be an absolutely amazing coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's, I don't know. It sucks to say, but it's just like we've seen these other teams. They like we've seen what works. I don't know. Like there's only we've seen enough time where it's like, where's the ceiling at?
The other factor is there are a lot of teams changing. And while they are getting better, this could be the stage to do it because there's going to be a lot of teams that at the beginning, at least, probably maybe taking a step or 2 backwards at the start. That could happen. Could absolutely happen. And again, they were in that tough Group B where everybody was 2-3 or 3-2. They lost a round 11 search to map 5 to Dallas. I don't know. I think I give them maybe one more stage, maybe a couple of weeks. It depends. It just depends. But I see what you're saying. I get it.
Well, I'll give it some more weeks because they show improvement for sure.
Yeah.
I see it.
Sorry. Somebody said you guys say that these teams can't win, but what about Toronto before this major? We have always said about Toronto and teams like Rokkr that we thought they could make a run to upset people. We've literally always said that because we all believed in that.
I didn't do
No.
Well, I did not. I did not have them fucking pick the win. Of course not. But
What you're
we always
saying,
thought they
what
had.
he's saying though, sorry to cut you off, but what he's saying
Here we
though
go.
is you have never, any 3 of you guys have never got on the show and said Toronto does not have the talent to win anything. You say it was always their teamwork or they didn't look like fully in sync, but you have never doubted the talent of any of the players other than maybe Bance. Maybe that was like the only question mark. Like Bance has got to step it up if he really wants to do it, and he did it obviously this weekend. But like the other 3 have always been like they're frying, but like when those close moments came down to it, they like the teamwork wasn't there to close it out. That's what was said. That's not what you're saying for like Seattle right now, and like other teams too. So that statement is just wrong.
Yeah, it's
Because
just,
like
it's
that's
different.
not
I get why I get why he could think that, but it's just,
I know I get it, but that statement, what he's saying is just not the same thing in any kind of way because it's 2 totally different reasons why a team can win or lose.
And you can cut me off anytime, Chris. 'Cause I cut you up about 12 times an episode. You're incredible.
Okay.
You're beautiful and just handsome and greatest coach to ever live. Phil
All right.
Jackson. Oh,
What's up next, TeeP?
Yeah, I guess people just miss the context of what we say on other episodes. We
Yeah.
give a lot of input and we don't just say something without enough like reasons why, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. So that was New York and Surge. What else should we talk about? Okay, is it time to talk about
Oh, fuck the gorillas. How about that?
Yeah. You like kind of persuaded me, idiot. I
let those sexy motherfuckers
I
trick
let
me into picking
the
them to
one
win 2
time
rounds.
I listened to you, and it's just the worst thing ever.
Silly convinced me he was God. And
Why did I listen to you?
I picked Thieves to win 2 rounds. I was right about that.
My usual reaction is like, wow, Maven said that. That's the dumbest thing ever. I'm going to do the opposite. And I went with you. God. I'm going
Real
back.
dumb.
I'm
Told
going.
you.
Yeah, you did.
No, Joe did.
said it.
Listen to Joe. He's a smart part of our duo.
The one time I tried to give you the benefit
Never
of the
again.
doubt.
I don't care if they're fucking undefeated in map count in stage 3. I'm not. They're getting first rounded.
Yep, sure did.
Let's talk Paris. What happened?
They made a change, right?
Mm-hmm.
They
Picked up
picked
Temp.
up Temp for Fire.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts?
I like it.
My only concern is they were a struggling SD team, and I don't know if they're going to compete in respawns. I think even at a higher level now, which is really good. And they were doing that already. And what? So now you'll have scraps at flex. I just don't know. I mean, the big thing for me is, can they improve search and destroy?
Did they release Fire or just bench him?
Release.
I think released.
Oh.
Wait, so what is happening?
Part
So
ways.
Temp's not a slot in at sub or what?
Wait, who's their
Temp would
sub
be,
now?
what temp would be sub? With
Yeah, so why would
With
anything
Classic,
change?
I mean-
Then? Fire was a sub, Temp's a sub.
No, I didn't know if they completely released Fire off the team. Like he's just not a part of Paris anymore.
I thought you said someone was changing. I was like, what would change? Fire was running sub, Temp would run sub. Nothing else has to change, right?
No, he's talking about a substitute player.
Substitute player.
Oh, I'm talking about is Temp going to run sub or what's he?
Yes.
Yes, the Temp's gonna run
Yes.
sub probably. Yeah.
I mean,
I
you
was
said
talking
Scraps would
about.
change the flex. Why would anything change? Is that what I'm asking Joe?
Scraps would run flex. What do you mean? Scraps was running a second sub.
I thought. Wait. Well, I thought Fire was switched to sub, and he would just leave as a sub, and then Temp would join as a sub.
Fire switched back to flex for this major.
Oh! I didn't. They were out so early. I didn't even realize that happened. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Well, I know he switched to sub and was getting smoked. I didn't know they tried to go back. Honestly, I didn't realize.
Well,
Okay, that makes sense now. I was like, what are you fucking saying? He switched to sub. He's coming as a sub. What are you talking about? That makes sense.
no problem.
This guy
From
needs
here
to-
for-
Someone in the chat said that-
I thought my brain was exploding there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
my
what are
brain
you
just
saying?
exploded. Wait, someone said
Oh.
that Fire said on the flank that he wanted to be released so he could put. So my question is, he's not a part of Paris Legion.
I don't
anymore.
not as far as the way I read it, I believe is that he is not a part of Paris.
Ah, man, that sucks. I didn't. Yeah.
He
I mean,
tweeted, me being fully released, I'm allowed to play with anyone in challengers.
So he wanted that.
I said yes.
Yeah.
So it sounds like people are saying that it's like he wanted that because he wanted to
Yep.
play in challengers. I understand that.
Mhm.
It just sucks because I don't think he was playing well. I don't think he was doing what he was supposed to be doing, and I'm sure there's plenty of reasons why that we don't know. But to just get fully released, like I don't know, like people see a lot in him, so I don't know. You know, like that sucks that he's just like not a part of the league anymore, and it's hard to get back into the league, in my opinion. But I don't
Back to
know.
work.
Maybe, yeah, back to work.
respect
Maybe he goes back to work and absolutely dominates the Challengers League again and does it. So it's like I just it sucks to see him get completely released. But if that's what he wanted, then I guess maybe not. That was what I was confused of. But I think the Paris change is
I don't know how. I think I like I like the move, like just getting out of there and just playing.
No, I get it. That's what
you know?
If you wanted that, I get it. If you
I guess I'm trying to weigh in
my.
I'm trying to weigh in my head. It's like, okay, you get the shot, it doesn't go well, you get benched. Your rep is like kind of screwed anyway. Might as well go get twisted again and go play challengers and like try and win something and like stay fresh and like you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess when he got benched, because this is what I guess I'm missing, and usually a lot of people are missing when these happen, is I'm sure he wasn't getting back. My thought process at first was like maybe he gets back on the team if they struggle. Who knows? You know, maybe like Paris really put a lot of value into him because clearly if they picked up Fire in the beginning of this year, they had to have some value into him, right? They had to see something because that was a really big pickup just with a lot of people like just kind of waiting for a team. So I was thinking like maybe he gets back on the team, but at the same time, I'm sure if he was benched, I'm sure you usually know if you have any kind of chance of getting back on the team, and I'm sure he probably didn't see that happening and wanted to play. So I get that. I was just I almost felt bad just because he got released, but if he wanted to do that and he probably didn't see himself getting back on that roster at all, it makes sense. So, but I like the change overall. I think Temp is really good, and I think he'll help. I know the search thing is still up in the air, but I don't think one person, no matter who it is, joins and makes them a better search team. Like I think being good at search is a little bit more than just one guy. So I think now I'm sure the players are probably confident in Temp. They all know him very well. Like I'm sure they, have a lot of belief that he'll do well, and they've been pretty good all year. So we'll see.
Yeah, they've been all right. Will this take them the next, bring them to the next tier? I don't know. I'm excited to watch them though.
Like Classic's been playing great.
And then
Temp's good.
I was gonna say and then like Temp gets another shot too. So like, this is super important for him, for sure. Like just like
what are you talking about? He didn't switch for one. He played a whole
to a
stage
sub
as
for all of
flex.
stage 2. No, he switched to the sub for like half.
He
of
played
stage
flex
2.
all
He
of
played
stage 1.
Yes, and he switched to a sub for like all of stage 2. He ran one fucking series as flex again. He was a sub.
Why are you still talking about this?
We've
That
moved
wasn't
on.
crazy.
You
No,
are crazy. He switched back.
for one fucking series. One series. He was a sub.
Clint, do you think that Paris is gonna be better with? Do you think they're gonna be better with Temp? Can you stay on topic?
Yes, he did play with a sub.
Are you hangry?
No.
You get your chicken? You get your chicken, big guy?
Oh, it's here. Yeah, it's fucking outside. Let's wrap it up.
Joe is just so done with him. He's not even answering anymore. Joe's just ignoring him.
I'm not. I'm just ready for what's next.
I'm fucking right. You guys are blasted.
Okay, maybe.
Clint, what's your thoughts? Do you think Temp's gonna bring it, like, make it a significant impact? Something. Come on.
I mean, I actually mirrored Joe's thoughts. They'll be good at what they were good at. I mean, they'll be better. I think Temp is a better player. Yeah, but I don't know if it fixes their problem.
Thank you. That's great input. Thanks, bud. Let's talk Florida. So is this like on the Intel account, or is this like confirmed? What's going on with this next one? Do you guys know?
I think. Well, yeah, he was benched, and then we don't know who's taking the spot.
Gotcha.
Supposedly they've tried out Havoc. They're trying out Decimate. That's all I know.
I've heard one other person, but I don't know like who's
Yeez is the other one. I don't know what Yeez.
Yeez. Yeah,
Challengers play.
Yeez is. I don't know much about Yeez, but I've heard really good things about Yeez's personality. Heard he's like a really, really solid person. But that's all I've heard.
I want Decimate. That's who I want.
I agree.
That guy's been nuts. I think
And
Decimate's been
better
really
surge player.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I want about it. Well, or Havoc. I think either could work.
I just have like actually watched Decimate more, I guess, and like I want to see Decimate get a shot, dude.
I would love to see him get another shot. Yeah, I think Decimate's really good. The one thing I'll say about this entire thing is whoever Florida goes with, I'm confident in it because they seem to pick the right people a lot. So I'm gonna.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So like whoever they do pick, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and like be really excited to watch the team play, just because I feel like Florida's been pretty good with bringing home people that are good. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Havoc kind of got the short end of the stick though too. Like,
well, there had to be more to that. There had to be more to that.
Like
there had to be more to that.
It's weird. Yeah, we don't have enough information. That is a weird one too.
Because when he initially got benched, I didn't really like look too far into it, but there had to be more to it because I think Havoc has been pretty good for the last 2 years, in my opinion.
Yeah, but he's always been like I guess sort of that bubble guy that was flirting the line of being on a team or not. I guess when we went downskilled in players, I wouldn't be shocked if he was
in the chat. He said the rumor was Havoc benched himself to become a streamer.
Interesting. I wasn't that shocked though, personally. It happened, but
Crowder is capping. What am I capping about? There had to be more to the Havoc situation, and that there was. Yeah, he benched himself.
Yeah, I mean they won 3 events last year.
Yeah, like regardless of if he benched himself or not. Like why? Like what was the team dynamic?
Well, yeah, I mean, he was probably not happy competing. I know he's loved the stream since Black Ops 3.
Right, I know that.
He's loved streaming since Black Ops 3.
Well,
Has he even streamed though?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the scenario, but there's just no way they wanted to bench him, in my opinion, unless something more behind the scenes that we didn't know with, like, issues in practice was happening. Because I think Havoc has been solid for the last 3 years. I don't know. Like, he's been one of those subs that, like, plays with the best. He really does. He doesn't, like, I mean, sometimes he's inconsistent, but he does the best that he can, and he's really, like, aggressive with it. I don't know. I think he's really good.
He conflicted with that. Like, he struggled with the streaming content creator focus.
I have no idea. That was a
for a
rumor.
while. Well, years ago. Well, no, I don't think that was a rumor. I think that was.
No,
fact,
I'm
sure.
sorry. Someone in the chat said, like, he benched himself. Question mark. That was not a rumor. I don't know. I have no idea.
I know he struggled with that ages ago. Maybe he did want to.
Yeah, maybe he did. You guys, whatever makes you happy.
Sure.
Like, if that makes him happier, then go for it. In my opinion.
All I know is you got Skies and Awakening on the squad. Neptune seems to have high upside. Whoever this fourth is, I mean, if they slot in well, like, this is a really scary team.
Yep.
What is John's team?
Hmm?
Can John be on a team now? Like,
John's been playing in challengers, hasn't he?
oh, yeah, I know, but like, he's
Has he been doing good?
Like, I don't know. I actually don't know.
I don't watch much challenges.
Chat, you guys know?
I miss John. I got a beast.
Do you guys know who John's been playing with? Has he been getting good challenges?
He was on Fellows team.
Yeah? Are they doing well, though?
I think they've gotten top 4 most of the times I've looked.
Hot and cold, mostly? No? Don't have a clue. John, Jerd, Fellow. One other. Ooh.
Guy's a Treyarch god, man.
Fellow, Gravity, and Jerd. Ooh. Okay.
I saw somebody mention him in the chat, and I, like, forgot about John for a moment. I love John.
Yeah, I know John was playing with Tom Gravity. Yeah, that's how I knew, but I haven't really watched much, so I don't know.
Hey, maybe you know who his old duo was? Apathy. Maybe Gorillas.
Oh.
Yeah, but they wouldn't drop Vivid. Okay, never mind.
You know another sub? You know the sub that's been frying in Challenger is freaking Nato. Was Nato gonna get another freaking role in the? You know, Nato's been frying, right?
I don't know, Joe. You teamed with him. How was it?
Oh.
I'm fucking done. I need my chicken tendies, bro.
We didn't do too well.
That wasn't the best team, yeah.
No, we didn't do too well.
MV International, Joe. Remember?
Oh,
I was
Wait,
there.
what was that?
Oh,
Wait, what was that?
Joe
Joe
couldn't travel, so I traveled.
Yeah, Joe, sorry.
I don't even remember that, dude. I just remember the trade that almost ended my fucking career, but low-key kind of made it. That's the only thing I remember that.
All right. You guys want to end there? Or do you want to talk about the land stuff?
I mean, is there really much to talk about?
We don't really
No.
know anything yet, but
Yeah.
sounds like we're going back to land, I guess.
Like, what happened?
I don't
Why
know.
does
I
everyone
saw a
start
bunch of
talking
people
about
tweeting
it?
about it today? That's what.
Why did
people
everyone
say.
start talking about it?
Dude, I literally messaged the talent chat and I was like, does anyone know anything about this? And I was like, what is going on? We were literally recording content. I was like, Clint, do you know about this? He's like, no.
This year is really weird in that
Yeah.
we
I
had
have
some
no
changes
clue.
in like organizational stuff, but we used to have a guy named Carlton that was there, and Drake, who's now my agent, but he used to work as like our boss, kind of. We were just like really close and talked a lot. I was always in the loop on like fucking everything, especially back at like Black Ops 3 when he was like running a lot of shit. But like, I have no fucking idea what's going on half the time. So dude, when I saw that tweet, I was like, what the fuck?
I mean,
People
I
just started
my
talking
best
about it out of
guess.
nowhere. Got it.
No,
Oh, yeah,
no,
yeah,
what
yeah, we
happened?
had no
I mean,
idea.
there wasn't a league.
know.
I mean, teams just started tweeting it, and that's all I saw. I was like, what? We're going back? When?
Hell yeah.
There was no league announcement.
I don't really care. Fans are like as a cast.
I mean,
I
I was just saying,
like
my guess would be like some of the end majors and maybe champs, that which I kind of figured at the beginning of this year it would be.
Yeah.
Like, just let the player.
That was
like,
my
It doesn't
hope.
need to be some big event, right? It's just like,
No,
let
there's
the-
no way there's fans.
there's
There's
no
no
shot.
shot. There's 0%. In my mind, there's no shot. There's
I don't even know what the
Dude, I
rules
don't
are
give a
for
shit.
shit like that. Like,
I don't give
just
a shit.
speaking
I
long
want
term,
fans.
and I don't want to get into this whole COVID and vaccination conversation chat. So don't get weird on me. But what's the like? I wonder what the rules are of like where they can have events and how vaccinations work. I guess it just like depends on where you have the event, right?
They have to be in a field between two mountains with airflow.
I've talked about this in my chat before. I am imagining that the league could. I'm going to say that the league could, like, you have to show proof of your players being vaccinated, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I
how that
wonder.
should
I
work.
wonder how are like sports leagues doing it with like.
I don't
sure.
know. Not sure.
So like states that are more open than others. I don't know, like a Texas. Where are all the players at?
I'll walk them.
You know, I don't know.
I have
You
no clue.
got to think of the states where like they can actually like do it, but like, does the league want to do something yet? It's weird to me. I don't know. Okay.
Talk about
I have-
college COD. I don't know a goddamn thing about college COD. I really don't know much about it. Someone keeps
know-
spamming that. Sorry.
never
I
mind.
mean, listen, I'll be excited when it happens. Can't wait.
I mean, we all want to see land for sure.
We all want to see it. My expectations this year was maybe an event or two with players and staff only. That was my expectations this year.
Yeah.
So if we get to that point, thumbs up.
Okay. So really not much to talk about. I don't know why people started tweeting about it because I just looked at it. I'm like, wait, like, did I miss an announcement? And then I looked for some sort of announcement and there was nothing. And I was like, oh, I was very confused.
Someone
sure.
might have been drunk. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Interesting. Okay.
Crowder
done?
knows something. Oh wait, I wasn't talking about LAN. I was talking about college COD. I was gonna make a joke, not about like bad about college COD, about one of my friends, but I don't want to be mean, so not gonna do it.
Okay.
I have no idea about LANs.
We covered a lot this episode, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think Maven's been ready to go for the last hour, so you go.
Well, I've been having fun. I've been having a blast.
You start
I'm ready for
trolling.
my attendee.
Yeah, you start
I always
trolling.
am fucking
You got
trolling.
Joe mad because you're being stupid.
Yeah, Joe's a moody little bitch sometimes.
No, he's
but I
not.
love him
You-
because
I
he's
didn't
smart.
even do anything. I'm just sitting
don't,
here.
Don't pin that on Joe.
He looks good in pink though, doesn't he?
What did I
He
do?
does. Yeah, he does look good in pink. I agree with that.
He
You
does
tried
look
to
really-
get me to
he looks
say
really good.
something stupid, and I just didn't.
Yeah. He's
We're
trying
not,
to.
we're not going back there, Joe. We're not going
No,
back there. We're
yeah,
moving
exactly.
forward.
Crowder,
we only
thank-
move forward, Joe.
Crowder, thanks for the input on your team, buddy. I wish you the best of luck moving forward throughout stage 3. I'm sure you had you have your hands full in terms of improvements and watching VODs and shit like that. So good luck, buddy. Can we all play
Thank
some
you.
goddamn Warzone?
Tomorrow I have to get a vaccine in the morning, and then Joe and I have content. What about Thursday morning? Can we do BTB games Thursday morning?
Maven's
Tell
not
me
on
when.
tomorrow.
I'm
If
on.
wait, if Maven's
I'm
not on tomorrow, I'll
Are
actually
you
stream
gaming tomorrow morning,
in
Joe?
like 7 days.
Are you gaming tomorrow morning, Crowded boy?
I have no idea if I'm streaming
This
yet.
guy's
okay.
talking shit after getting fucking smoked in a final is
Chat.
unacceptable.
Chat, thanks for hanging out. That's going to do it for the
I
Hardpoints
got
episode.
turned
Long
on
one
quite a
today.
few times, man.
You turned me on. Guys,
Ooh.
chat.
Oh boy.
All right. This is an interesting one for sure. Chat, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. Follow all the boys. Check out our streams basically every single morning, playing some Warzone, sometimes together, hopefully more together soon.
Thursday.
There you go. BTB Thursday. Lock it in.
Put your finger up to the camera, but cut your finger first. Let's do it.
Bye.